Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans around the world, our Nation Sports Show has another action-packed night of sports talk just for you. Tonight, we break down the latest news in the world of sports. This week in the National Football League, news came down that all 32 teams will play 17 regular season games in the upcoming season this year. In the NBA, for the past couple of weeks, the Brooklyn Nets have continued to make some critical moves to their team. As we all know, they have the big three in Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and NBA regular season and NBA Finals MVP, and one of the greatest scorers of all time, Kevin Durant. Joining this big three is two NBA All-Stars, Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, the big question on every fan in the NBA's mind: can Brooklyn make that critical push to a title this season? As right now, they are the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Can Brooklyn conquer the Eastern Conference, win the finals in the East, and win an NBA championship? It's championship or bust for the Brooklyn Nets. Also, we break down this past Saturday's UFC 260 pay-per-view. And after 6 weeks of breaking down every single division in Major League Baseball, tonight, take us out to the ball game, as tonight is opening night for the MLB season. We make our predictions on who we think is going to win the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? The nation speaks to you next. From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sports. Members of the Busted of the Nation bring to you our Nation Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Jon Blayne, Carl Ross, Statman Big John, Ezra Victor, and Stephen Wyand.
Good evening, everybody. How in the hell are we doing tonight? This is another episode of Our Nation Sports Show, coming at you like we do every Thursday night, 7 p.m. till 9:30, or whenever the hell we decide to call it a night here. I'm John. I'm joined by the same group of characters that you have come to learn over these last almost 2 months, guys. This Sunday will be 2 months for this show. You want to get in contact with the show, I say it every week. You have 3 options. Option 1, if you're on Discord, go to Our Nation Sports Show, scroll down, click the voice channel, let you can hear us. Call in if you have questions, comments, concerns, anything of that nature. Option number 2, if you're on our YouTube page. First of all, if you're on there, please hit the subscribe button. We would love that. Second, there's a little chat window where you can chat with our moderators, who will then relay your questions to us. Option number 3 is our social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any social media site you can think of, we're there. But let me go around the table, introduce you to everybody in case you do not know who these characters are. Let me introduce you first to our UFC correspondent from the Windy City himself, Ezra. Ezra, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, brother. It's opening day. We got a lot to talk about. NFL free agency, a little UFC action, and of course, opening day. Let's do it. Let's grip it and rip it.
Absolutely. And we call him the stat man because he kind of keeps us going with stats and has these weird claims of certain players going to certain teams, but we'll digress from that. Kevin Statman. Statman, how you doing tonight?
Weird claim. Weird claim. I don't know what you're talking about with a weird claim. I'm doing good. I am tired. I might be a little bit cranky later. That might lead to some bad vibes. But hey, look behind me. It's the 30th anniversary of Deadpool. First comic. It's the nerdy 30 people. Let's go and celebrate properly by bitching about sports.
Maximum effort.
Maximum effort, exactly.
You hear him do our intro. He does a lot of our voiceover for the show. He can't see you, but we can see him. Stevie Wonder. Steve, how you doing tonight?
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's rock and roll till we can't stop rocking and rolling, because tonight it's opening day for the 2021 MLB season, and we got some crazy stories in the world of sports, and we have some breaking news that broke before we came on the air. So, John, I think you want to talk about this breaking news that just came down.
Well, can I introduce the last person?
Yes.
A galaxy far, far away. Let's go to Carl right now. Carl, how you doing tonight, buddy?
What's up? It's baseball season.
I'm surprised your background is of outer space. I figured it would have been a Fenway Park.
Nah, it's got to be outer space because guess what? It's a hit it out of the park. Baseball's.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, Red Sox.
All right, we can have that.
Forget about the other New York team that's over here in the Bronx.
Yeah, they lost today.
Well, hey. You mind maybe not jumping the gun there, partner?
Shut up.
It's beginning, folks. Let's do
All
it.
right, Johnny, you had some breaking news. Let's get to it.
It was announced 5 minutes before we went on air that the NFL will be playing a game in London this year. One of the teams announced for London is your Atlanta Falcons.
Whoa.
Have been
Nice.
selected as one of the teams to play in London.
So wait,
Now,
so let me get this straight. The NFL is going to have the greatest team at choking away games going to London for the first game of the 2021 season in the fall. Give me a break. Come on.
But
Try
here's
to
the bigger
land in
question.
London and it'll end up in
But wait.
Scotland.
Here's the bigger question. Are fans going to be allowed there? Because you got to realize, over in Europe, they're locked down.
They are completely locked down.
They're on
So-
a second lockdown, as a matter of fact.
The NFL,
Where you can't even leave your house.
the NFL, to me, announced this way too early.
Exactly, Steven. I agree with you 100% because
But
I know
wait-
people that
but
have
wait-
to travel over to Europe and they can't even travel over to Europe for a part of their job.
Coincidentally, you name Atlanta, the team that's going to be one of the two teams in London, and well, by the way, they're in a second lockdown. So NFL, bad move on you.
Well, think about it this way.
Well,
the team-
unless they send the other team that is also known as the stain in football, the Cleveland Browns over, then you got two good teams going over there.
Sorry, Anthony from Nebraska.
I'm not touching that one.
Okay, let's move on.
Well,
That's-
hang
it'll be
on,
the-
hang
it'll be-
on. Do we? So they're going to send the Atlanta Falcons over. I mean, congratulations! You just guaranteed that half the U.S. is not going to watch the game. Here's
Exactly.
the Falcons.
It's the Falcons.
And
They
to be
choked away.
perfectly honest, not to go and bring up sour grapes to the Atlanta Falcons fans that would potentially be watching, but ever since Super Bowl 51, with arguably the greatest comeback in playoff history,
the greatest comeback in NFL
Like-
history.
they've been a broken team. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this whole. I'm not a big fan of this whole put the Falcons over there. Like that's almost guaranteed to be a ratings loss.
I think a lot of it's going to depend though on who they are playing against.
And the biggest picture is the game gonna happen.
That's the thing.
Mm,
If they're in lockdown now, can you guarantee that they're going to be there off of lockdown when we have this NFL season? No.
You can't promise anything.
That means whoever the second team is supposed to be facing Atlanta in London, whoever the designated quote unquote home team is.
So, from what I read, according to Field Yates, I think it's the Falcons. Their status is a Falcons home game, so the Falcons will be the
Okay.
home team.
Okay, so whatever. If the London date does not happen, that means it needs to be a Falcons home game.
And I think I understand why they're doing this. I think Statman, correct me if I'm wrong,
mhm.
but isn't the NFL expanding to have an NFL team in London?
That's been talked about for a while.
That's been talked about for a few years.
I believe it's supposed to be fruition within the next 2 years or something like that.
And it actually brings up a topic that we wanted to go and cover in terms of the NFL, in terms of scheduling. Since one of the Atlanta Falcons home games is going to be against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which for the last few seasons that they always talked about putting a team in London, it's been the Jacksonville Jaguars that they want to go and move over there.
It's going to be interesting, but nice segue there, Kevin, because that's the first big story I want to get to. It was announced earlier this week for the first time since 1976. They will make a change by adding a game to the regular season.
Yep.
But here's the catch, though. By adding a game to the regular season, they're going to be taking away that final preseason game.
So you're going to only have 3 preseasons instead of 4. So that 4th preseason game is technically week 1 of the NFL.
Exactly. But now here's my question. I brought up to you guys when we had our pre-show meeting on Monday. By them doing this, you guys think they're going to not essentially play their starters now until week 1?
Well, no, as I said in our meeting, they'll start the game. They're not going to finish it. I would say maybe 4 or 5 possessions and then pull your starters.
And then for the final preseason game, which would be game 3,
Correct.
you would play your starter, your quarterback, especially your starting quarterback, at least a series. That way he can get some reps in.
Yep.
And then after that, you sit him.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. But Ezra, what do you think about this added a 17th game?
Personally, for me, I think that adding a 17th game, I think mind you, it would help. It would help. It would bring. I think it would bring some level of excitement. But the things you got to think about is one more game could possibly change not only the way the playoffs are made, but it also changes the players, especially if there's injuries.
Yes.
When you already have a grueling 16-game schedule, especially when you only have maybe 3 to 5 days between games, depending on how your schedule is.
Yep.
You never know. So
Right.
I think to me, it's a mistake in the sense that it could hurt the players in the long run because of the risk of injury being a little bit higher, adding that extra game.
Yeah, to me,
But then also too, you got to look at it this way too. They're going to make more money.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's what it all boils down to.
Yep.
The almighty dollar.
And
My
that's
least favorite
Absolutely. They're trying
AC/DC
to make
song.
Yep.
Sorry, Kevin.
No, my least favorite AC/DC song, Money Talks.
Yep.
And that is why the NFL has done this, because they want more money. Come on. Listen to the money talk. Like the song says.
not even that. Look at what happened coming out of last season. Look at how much money all these teams ended up losing because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah. So I got to recoup somehow. I've actually got it up on my computer, the article from a couple of days ago from the 4-Letter Network. The interesting thing about this, at first, I was not happy with it because I'm like, why? This is, the silly argument is, well, now it's an uneven season. There's no 500 teams. There's no 8-8. It's not even. It's odd. It's weird. I don't like it. But that's a silly reason to not like it. Before I heard the details, I was kind of thinking, like, this just doesn't seem like it'd be a good idea, adding a 17th game. Does that knock out a preseason game? Does it stay at 4 and now they have another game to play? But no, it knocks out a preseason game like we covered a few minutes ago. But the scheduling for it, because it is an odd numbered season, The AFC and NFC will alternate between home games, that extra game.
Yeah.
The AFC this year will go and have an extra home game. Next year, the NFC will. The other thing is this game will be a cross-conference matchup based on the previous year's divisional standings and the division schedule rotation from 2 seasons prior. So the easiest way to go and say this is with the New England Patriots, placed third in the AFC East this year. They will be playing the Dallas Cowboys, who placed third in the NFC East this past season.
Yeah.
So that's how it will work. And it's great because listening to Boston, one of Boston Sports Talk Radio's shows, Felger and Maserati on 98.5 The Sports Hub, they were talking about how Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers, only played in New England once, because of the way that it was set up. You play the cross-conference division every 4 years, and then you alternate with 2 of the teams you play on the road and 2 of the teams you play at home. Yep. So Aaron Rodgers only played in New England once because I believe 1 year he was hurt, and then
that was in 2010.
That was 2010. Which that was a fun game because you saw an offensive lineman take the ball on a kickoff. I loved watching that. I'm a big believer in fat guy touchdowns and fat guy touchdown dances. That's why we were robbed of that in the Super Bowl this year. Just go watch it back. People will know what I'm talking about. I love fat guy touchdown dances. They're awesome because we got to give love to the fat guys.
And real quick, Kev, what you were saying, we're playing, the New England Patriots are playing Dallas. I have to say something to our good friend, Mr. Mark Henry. Good luck.
Well, so the running joke that I have at home with my folks is that the Dallas Cowboys, because their record routinely seems to be 8-8, 7-9, 9-7, they always just seem to hover around 500. So now that there's a 17th game, well, that kind of is like, all right, well, I guess they can go 9-8 or 8-9. My father looks at me and goes, "There's ties, so there's still the chance for Dallas Cowboys at 8-8." And I'm like, 3 things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and the Cowboys being 500.
Yep.
But to me, I think the other thing
As you're muted.
By the way, the Cowboys won't be hosting the Olympics anytime soon because there's no way in hell Dallas is getting a ring.
And we just pissed off all of our Dallas fans.
Sorry.
What, all 5?
Let's leave that for the roast. Let's leave that for the roast.
I wasn't talking about you, John.
Wasn't saying about me.
Anyways, this is a very interesting scenario, how they're rotating this stuff. Because, Kevin, you're right. I mean, Aaron Rodgers didn't get to play Brady hardly at all. And twice.
Well, here's probably the most intriguing of them. They have a little table that shows all the matchups. I think the best matchup has got to be the Washington football team going up to Buffalo to play the Bills. Because Washington playing in first place at 7-9 it's just such a joy to go to Buffalo. But no, I'm looking at some of these matchups, and I'm like, Cowboys Patriots, it's a decent matchup, but I'm looking at Packers Chiefs as like, ooh, that's a huge matchup. I'm looking at Cardinals Browns, Kyler Murray versus
Baker Mayfield.
Who do
the
the Giants play?
Rams Ravens. That's another one that's a huge matchup.
Who are the Giants playing?
The Giants play the Dolphins.
Okay.
Which is a good matchup. I do like that one. Seahawks Steelers. I might as well just go through the list of all the ones I haven't mentioned. Seahawks Steelers, so a rematch of Super Bowl 40. Eagles Jets, so just a game between 2 just absolutely cursed franchises, except for 1 Super Bowl game each. A rematch of the 2 Super Bowls in the 80s between the 49ers and Bengals.
Oh, that should be good.
That'd be
Saints and Titans. Buccaneers traveling to Indianapolis, so Tom Brady going to Indy, going to the house that Peyton built to go face Carson Wentz's new team. Panthers going to the Texans, Falcons going to the Jaguars, which if there's a game that actually
That's
no,
the
that
one
would
going
not
up.
that would not be going to London. The Jaguars are designated the home team for that one.
Oh,
So that
Yeah.
would not be a London game. Packers, Chiefs, like I mentioned, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Chargers, and Lions, Broncos.
Oh boy.
Not
So
But
there are
now-
some interesting matchups in
There's
here.
some interesting ones, but then there's some really bad matchups.
okay, but here's my only thing now. You remember how so long teams always focus on week 16, that last game,
Yep.
usually face somebody in your division, and in some cases the division was determined.
Yep.
Look back all those years with the NFCs. Does this now throw a monkey wrench in all that?
Well, I don't want to be nobody's monkey wrench on this one. I think that. Oh yes, I love that reference. It can be a very dicey situation. I mean, you cannot take weeks off. Now
No.
that you have this extra game inside the season, that adds an extra little bit of a wrinkle to it, because any team can be beaten, and any bad team can spoil a good team's playoff presence. It can knock them out of a playoff contention spot for the number 2 seed or possibly the number 1 seed, or hell, knock them out of the playoffs all one fell swoop. I mean, for Christ's sakes, the Jets could be that team that can knock somebody out if they try. But
really? The Jets?
The Jets? I
well,
figured you would have said. I figured you
I
would
would
have
have said Philly, not the Jets.
By the way, Carl, did you see YouTube?
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I've
Jets
seen
have-
it.
The Jets have
Let's
just
be honest. When the
Way to go, Ez.
When the Jets were trying their hardest in that game that they should have won against the Raiders, and then they said, "Oh, fuck it, you know what? Though a cover 0." Come on.
It's because the Jets know how to lose,
exactly
and other teams don't.
exactly.
I said the Patriots at that Monday Night Football game, they would not be the number 15 pick. They would have been a worse pick because they won that game, because the Jets are better at losing.
Yes, exactly. And
The Jets have something good going for them
Exactly.
for once.
Exactly. And hopefully they can have something good for their pathetic franchise. But again, this adds an extra wrinkle to this season. And man, it can be a very interesting 2021 season this year in September.
they're already in end of season 4 by the time they take their first snap in practice.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there was the year, what was it, a few years ago, I remember reading a story about
Sorry,
the
Joe.
Jets. Oh, the Jets, they had like a hazmat team. They had the bomb squad come out because they found this white powdery substance towards the end of the football fields.
Yeah.
And it ended up being in the end zones.
I saw what Money Mark just wrote.
Guys, so Money Mark, our good friend of ours on YouTube, turns and says there's a better chance of seeing Santa and his reindeer fly across your front door than the Jets winning a ring.
Yes. Take that, Jets fans, and your stupid butt fumble from back in 2012.
Okay, guys. Let's. Anything else you want to get into with the 17 games and?
Now that's about it.
That's about it for me, Johnny boy.
Yeah,
My
I like
favorite,
it.
the best game, hands down, should be Green Bay versus Kansas City.
Actually, I'm going to say, yeah. As much as a diehard Patriots fan I am, that's the game I'm actually looking for.
I mean,
Much of a
Oh,
diehard Bears fan that I am, and I want to see Green Bay get their asses handed to them, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Also, I mean, and then on how the season goes, could that
Now-
possibly be a Super Bowl preview?
No.
Don't think so. But now let me ask you guys this about the 17-game season. Who, as far as in the playoff race, would benefit for this? Because in my opinion, I think the wild card teams can benefit from this because it gives those extra teams an extra chance of life to possibly sneak in.
Absolutely. I agree with that 1,000%. When it comes to the wild card, and the wild card we know can be a bit of almost a rat race at times, especially at the end.
Yup.
And especially when those teams are razor thin close to getting to the postseason. That one game, that 17th extra game could make the difference of a team that may have been playing subpar get to the next level in the postseason and may do better. It's just it's a matter of how the season will play out, and that's going to be an interesting thing coming up with all the switches and all the free agent signings that have been made this offseason.
Yes,
We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My money on the best game. This is a sleeper pick, because everybody's looking at package cheese. It's Rodgers, Mahomes. I'm looking at Rams, Ravens. That ought to be a good game. Lamar Jackson versus Matt Stafford, who, as much as he played great in Detroit, maybe he's going to be a little reinvigorated because, they do say sometimes even players that don't really seem like they're doing poorly, a change of scenery just helps.
I just thought about this, Kevin. This just popped in my head. Do you think Matt Stafford has that Kurt Warner surgency where he has no direction? He went to the Giants, didn't do good. And then he goes to the Cardinals and had a new lease on life with that franchise. Matthew Stafford, could be the next guy to have that because he had those, like you said, those great years in Detroit. He was throwing for so many yards, so many touchdowns, but he never had the complete team to do anything. And now that he has a good core of receivers, a pretty good defense.
And he's got a hell of a running back in Cam Akers. I
I
rode him all the way to a fantasy football championship in the Busted Open Surfer. Thank you very much.
And a hell of a head coach, a young head coach, pretty well coached.
I do think Sean McVay is a great coach.
Matthew Stafford might have a good season this year. That's a good pick. That is a very good pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But, we still have a lot of time for NFL stuff later on. But is there anything else NFL stuff that we want to get to? Because I know Carl, you had mentioned you want to get to some Olympic stuff before we get to.
Well, you did mention the one about the ownership going to court.
Oh yeah, it was reported I think yesterday, actually, that Dan Snyder, owner of the Washington football team, now has complete 100% control of the team.
Interesting.
Let me pull up exactly all the nuances about that. Give me one moment.
So real quick, what do you guys think of this? Because he's been fighting this for years and years and years, trying to get ownership of this team. And what do you think is going to happen now with this? Can he? Is it maybe can they get some pieces?
Well,
maybe it turns into he's the full owner of the team now, but maybe this is a precursor to him selling and getting out.
Basically, what happened was, according to Seth Wickersham of ESPN, per NFL documents presented at the league meeting video conference, the cost of Dan Snyder buying the remaining 40.5% of the Washington football team LP interest is $875 million. First of all, you have $875 million. You can just shell out like that. More power to you.
Must be nice.
Yeah, parties would terminate all of their disputes. He goes on to say the sale is expected to close at the end of this week. After the close, Snyder can resell limited stakes in the team. Any proceeds would be required to repay debt.
Interesting.
So seems like we can't go a month without there being anything going on in Washington.
Yep.
I do have one piece of NFL news that I wanted to get to that happened yesterday. And that was a contract extension, and that's Seahawks. It was reported by Adam Schefter yesterday that the Seattle Seahawks are giving wide receiver Tyler Lockett a 4-year, $69.2 million contract extension, including $37 million of that guaranteed.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, you get a lot. You get some of those moves that you get a lot of guaranteed money from that.
Let me ask you this question: is he worth the money?
Well, I think that's where we need Statman to pull up the stats.
Who are we pulling the stats up on?
Tyler Lockett. Of the
him? Yeah, he's absolutely worth the money.
I love that he didn't have to go.
That was like an epiphany, man.
Let me say, you know what? He is worth the money.
I'll go and just for shits and gigs over here. I'll go.
Well, isn't that why we pay you?
You don't pay me.
Oh,
You don't pay any of us.
We'll
No.
discuss that. We'll
Th-
discuss that.
This is why we keep Statman around, because he does his job.
Yeah, no, I do my job. So he has 376 receptions for 4,892 yards, a 13 yards per reception average, 37 touchdowns, long of 74. Yeah, I would say that he's definitely worth the extension. I mean, and it also helps out Russell Wilson because he's got somebody he can trust, just like with DK Metcalf. He's got somebody he can trust.
Metcalf is great.
Oh, yeah, that's a guy the Patriots could have absolutely taken, but no, N'Keal Harry, he's great.
Tyler Lockett has always been a valuable asset to Russell Wilson throughout the years, especially during the championship season. He's been a great asset on kickoff return. He's done everything. He's done great returns. He's done because he could switch. He could do special teams and he could play the wide receiver position.
Yep.
He's had some good throws and timely throws. I think that he'll continue to be a good asset to Russell Wilson, and I think he is worth the money personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Because guys like him are very few and far between that they're able to do more than just, be a wide receiver. You go back to what's his face? Go back to Odell. When Odell was on the Giants, he did multiple things. So you get
Wait. He did?
Yes, he was. Not only was he the wide receiver, he was also the kick returner for a couple of years.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is not only was he a kick returner, but he was only known for one thing.
I know he was known for the one catch against Dallas.
Yeah, and congratulations, you had one catch against Dallas with a really, really good glove.
Yes.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. But Carl, what was the Olympic news you wanted to get to?
As we all know, the Olympics are coming up in June, I believe it is. I'm sorry, July or
July.
August. It's usually August. Hang on.
Okay.
The end of the year.
End of the year. So as of now, it takes 121 days for the Olympic torch to go from place to place to the final. Okay. Mm-hmm. The mayor and governor of Osaka, Japan, is asking that the Osaka leg of the torch relay be canceled because of COVID. They actually came out with new rulings, and the new rule goes into force this Monday, and lasts until May 5th. So because of that, they're asking that this particular portion of the relay be canceled, which would be the first time ever that the Olympic torch has been canceled in a particular spot.
That's very interesting because we understand the Olympic torch running is the most integral part of the Olympics outside of the competition itself. Correct. But when it comes to the safety of the people in Japan, and I know Japan, being a fan of, I hate to bring wrestling into this because I know this is a sports show, New Japan Pro Wrestling, they have been super careful about the way they've been bringing in fans and everything. And the city of Japan, they've only allowed for a while certain events to go only 2 hours, and then send the fans home.
Now,
and I understand why they're locking down to be safe, and I get that 1,000%.
So technically, the Olympics this year was supposed to have been last year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, correct.
But everybody's been asking for them to cancel the Olympics for the first time ever in history we can remember.
And I'll bring this up too. If New Japan Pro Wrestling has been holding events with fans in attendance, if they can prove, since they've proven a little bit that you can have fans spaced out, don't have to make a lot of noise, like what they tell the fans with the wrestlers in the ring. Don't make a lot of noise. The only thing you can do is clap your hands and all that stuff.
Right. Now, here's also too, our good friend Money Mark brought up another good point. There's going to be no fans for the Olympics this year.
No.
Nope. Olympic Committee has already said there will be no fans in attendance. All games will be played in a empty stadium.
Correct.
Yep.
which will be the first time. So everything they're doing is actually the first time in Olympic history. Now,
And like John's brought up before, when it comes to the NFL losing money, the Olympics is going to lose a lot of money with having no fans.
Now, also, too, this is the year for the Summer Olympics. Getting into next year, which will be the Winter Olympics. All right. So before they get into the Olympic trials and all that, the bobsled section, that actually has its own governing body. That is known as the International Bobsled and Skeleton Federation. So for those of you that don't know, the skeleton is where you're actually laying down feet first and you go down the pipe.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that for the first time ever, the U.S., North America, American and Canadian sliders are going to be at a huge disadvantage because there's none scheduled for North America next year. So that means our people have to spend 3 months or more in Europe and Asia going into the Beijing Olympics in February.
Yeah, well, Carl, just going back to one thing you had said before about this is the first time with the Olympics being canceled. It actually it's not the first time. It's happened before.
What, during World War II?
According to what I'm reading here, since the opening of the first modern Olympic Games in 1896, the international sports competition has only been canceled 3 times. Once during World War I in 1916, and twice during World War II in 1940 and 44.
Okay.
Interesting.
So they're saying here that the World Cup for the IBSF confirmed already. There's going to be 4 in Germany, 1 in Latvia. Yeah, it's a country over there. Latvia. Thank you.
Welcome.
1 in Switzerland and 1 in Austria.
Oh.
And then they're going to Beijing. Come on.
I wouldn't be going to China.
Come on, man.
Why? Come on. Come on. Wake up, people. Can we make some wise decisions with this stuff, please? Come on.
All right. So the luge, which is a different side of it, actually does include 2 North American stops. There is the up in Canada, Whistler, Canada, from November 27th to 28th, and Lake Placid, New York, December 4th and 5th.
Okay.
And that's before the Olympics. That's the 2 big ones. Oh, and then also too, came out today that the California court says the USA Tokyo Taekwondo must protect athletes.
Okay.
And it's to protect them from sexual abuse and other types of abuse. It came out that as minors, there was 2 people as minor. I'm sorry, 3 came out that when they were minors, they were sexually assaulted and all that. So that's why they did this ruling. And that's all I have on the Olympics, guys.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna obviously as we get close to the Olympics, we'll have more preview of it, and may even have a few people stroll in, talk about it.
And for our listeners out there, if there's a sport you guys want to talk about with the Olympics, hit us up on social media, YouTube, and all that.
We'll be more than, believe me.
And we'll definitely go into depth with it because this is one of the big things.
Yeah, we want to show. Yes, we all 5 of us on here have a say in it, but we want you guys to get your say in this as well. So if there's a sport you want us to talk about I mean, we'll even talk about, curling. Not that I really understand that sport, but we'll talk about curling.
And
We will
actually, John, the
absolutely talk
funniest part
about
is there
curling.
actually is a program right here in New York for curling. It's
Interesting.
actually becoming a popular sport.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
Curling is one of the ones that when the Winter Olympics are on, I'm glued to the TV.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand it at all. I look at it as pushing a 15-pound rock down a sheet of ice and sweeping it with brooms. I'm like, what is the purpose? Is this like shuffleboard?
Basically, it is. It's a huge, giant shuffleboard.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I like this stuff. You normally, like when it comes to the Olympics, I'm watching in the summer. I'm watching wrestling, the amateur wrestling. I'm watching that quite often. And then usually, like, I'll watch basketball, or I think baseball is going to be on the table this year. Or it might be for the next one. I'm not sure. Winter Olympics, like, I'm watching a lot more, but it's mainly hockey because hockey.
Just quick hockey update now, since Kevin, you brought up hockey.
Mhm.
Boston 0-0 right now.
Okay.
I just happened to pull up the score quickly. Buffalo, who I think has been on a 900 game losing streak, is actually winning 1-0 right now over the Rangers.
Give it time.
And the Islanders are up 2-1 right now.
Well, they
over
actually broke
Washington.
their 18-game losing streak last night against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's apropos that it's Pittsburgh because they're the ones that had the previous record.
Yeah. And actually, as I'm talking about that right now, Buffalo is now on a power play for 2 minutes.
So real quick, Kevin, you brought up soccer, and I forgot to mention this before. Under the Olympics, well, it seems that the U.S. Olympic soccer team failed to qualify.
We're really going to bring this one up, huh?
Sorry, dude.
They couldn't go and make it in the FIFA the last two. And then every time that they're in the FIFA tournament, it's always Ghana.
Oh,
Fucking Ghana. Always got to be Ghana.
This is their third straight U.S. Olympics that they have been disqualified. Well, they can't even qualify.
They didn't make it. They didn't make it. They didn't qualify because, the first two times just didn't clue into them. It's easier to root for the women's U.S. national team because they actually know what the hell they're doing. The men's team, I don't know.
Well, I guess now
gonna be nice. Gonna be calm.
Will you?
I'm not entirely sure yet.
You sure? Okay.
You sure about that?
You sure?
Sure about that?
Give it time.
On.
Just
Kevin,
like with Buffalo losing tonight, give it time. It'll happen.
Kevin, believe me. The one thing the show's become known for is the host getting to rants and may or may not throw things.
Oh, I won't be throwing anything, but
no, he will. Just curse words.
Okay, well, I got to get this one off of my chest. So last week, Carl, you went and talked about the rest in the NHL, specifically, I forget his name at this point, but the guy who was on Hot Mic went and said, I want to
the ref,
Nashville, the penalty. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But so number one, the Bruins, apart from Tuesday night against the Devils, just can't beat the Devils. The Devils of all the teams right now, the Devils is the one you can't beat. The Islanders, I get it. I understand it. They're a pretty good team themselves. The Devils are worse. How in the blue hell do you not go and beat this team? How in the blue hell do you not score 5-on-5 at all against the Devils? And then my biggest problem is the goaltender interference, taking goals away, especially Tuesday night. I saw the replays of Sunday. I'm like, just keep going. Just keep this up. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. And then I see Tuesdays. And the way goaltender interference works, if the scoring player pushes himself into the goalie, that's goaltender interference.
Mm-hmm.
But the scoring player, or not even a scoring player, the player on offense cannot be pushed in by the defending player. And you see a very subtle, very small push from a Devils defenseman into one of the Bruins players, into the goalie. And the refs called that goaltender interference because the Bruins player went and touched him. So like, what do we need to go and do? What do the Bruins need to go and do to the NHL referee brass? Do they need to go and kill a puppy or something? Do they need to go and sacrifice a goat? Is that what they need to go and do to be able to score a goal and not have the refs call it away for an offside, or not have the refs call it away for goaltender interference? Or just, maybe, if honestly, it's been a theory for years about this whole thing that the refs are out to go and get teams. Well, it just got fucking proved that there are refs that are out to go and get teams. Can we go and prove that the refs constantly are out to get Boston? That the refs never, ever go and help out Boston? Ever? And then on top of that, to go and have the Bruins defenseman go and play like absolute hot garbage, like Jesus, I've seen Cam Newton throw better footballs than I've seen Bruins players play defensively. It's horrible.
And Kevin,
Cam Newton throws at people's feet more often than not. I shut the game off because Nesson also is just like the drizzle and shits with their app. Their sound quality is horrible. The ticker is horrible. Everything is horrible. Everything sucks.
Wait.
Bruins team right now. I don't get it. This is a team that 2 seasons ago was in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They were in the Stanley Cup final. They went to a game 7 and they let St. Louis walk all over them. I'm so glad that they won the other night because this would have been so much worse of a rant. But like, I gotta stop. I gotta get my blood pressure down somehow.
Go!
It's okay, but I hate to add more fuel to the fire, but
of course you will.
So okay, yeah, shut up. So when do you think this out to get Boston started?
I don't know. It's always been a thing ever since I've really been watching the Bruins. It just always seems to be a thing. Like I love the people in the NFL fans that go and say, oh, the Patriots 12th man are the ones in the black and white zebra stripes. Oh, go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ, dude. The refs are not in the pocket because you know what? In the same game that you're thinking the refs are being paid off by the Patriots to get all the good calls, I'm over here bitching like, why aren't you calling that one? Like in Super Bowl 42, that should have been called a sack. Instead, he got away somehow and threw the ball down the field. That helmet catch. Or how there were plenty of times there should have been pass interference and it wasn't called, or plenty of times that it should have been pass interference on the other team, or plenty of times it should have been this or that. The most consistent thing about referees and umpires in all of sports is their inconsistency.
And Kevin, I hate to add more salt to the wounds, and this is gonna hurt. This is not just for you. This is for Carl, and this is for me because we're Celtics fans. I still hurt over Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals. That Game 7 was the Celtics game to win. They were up by 13.
Yeah.
And you blow the game. And I know partially it was due to the way that they were playing. But
Kendrick Perkins' injury also hurt them too. But at the
same time, there were some calls by the referees that were a little questionable at times.
Well, because they were going up against Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
I mean, come on. It's the same thing with LeBron. You go up against LeBron James, he's going to go and get the call. You're going to go down. That's just how it is.
And I find it's interesting with this Bruins thing, this Boston thing. Do you think that were they out to get the Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals that they lost to the Blackhawks?
Well, okay, that one I I'm a pseudo Blackhawks fan, and it's only because in 2010, when the Flyers had a reverse sweep of the Bruins,
Yeah.
I hated the Flyers with a burning passion. I wanted them to just be setted all the way to the sun. I didn't want them in the league anymore. I still don't. I still don't like Philadelphia teams. They could just fall off the face of the earth. And I go, oh, I was wondering why the birds were chirping a little louder. So
Sidney Crosby.
Hmm?
Sidney Crosby.
Oh, he's Pittsburgh. No, he's the player I'd love to have on the Bruins. I hate him because I'm jealous of the fact that he doesn't play for my team. Anyway, I became a Blackhawks fan because they played the Flyers in the 2010 Stanley Cup Final and beat them. That was great. That was an excellent goal. Oh, Patrick Kane. So 2013 sucked as a Bruins fan, but I also was a little happy as a Blackhawks fan because I'm like, well,
but I figure
Blackhawks won, but does this suck?
But I figure I ask it.
I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry there, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
But I figure I ask you that question because you went on this tirade about referees going against Boston fans, which I get it because fans are always like that when it comes to referees against their teams. Oh, that referee's refereeing the game. He's out to kill us. They're out to kill us. And then like Rams fans were pissed when the referee was announced for that game against the Saints in the 2019 NFC Championship game. They're like, oh, this is bullshit. They're out to get us. What the frick, whatever. And they still won the game.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, yes, I do.
That was a lot of fun to go and watch. Saints fans absolutely implode.
Burn the city down. Yeah, that was a fun game to witness live on television because oh my god, I thought they were gonna burn the freaking place.
Oh yeah, and that should have been holding. That should have been illegal contact. That should have been defensive pass interference. I mean, pick your poison.
Yes.
Kev, to make you laugh a little bit, okay? Our good friend Joe in North Carolina.
On Discord,
Trent says,
that.
you know whose feet Cam Newton won't be throwing at next year? The New York Giants.
Yeah, I'm back, by the way.
what happened?
I don't know. My whole internet, you guys were talking, and next thing the internet
Gotcha.
just crapped
You
out on
see
me.
how it is.
Me and Carl were okay, what happened here? Now I understand. The internet crap.
Absolutely.
I did it. Hold on. I just want to make this abundantly clear. That
Yep.
wasn't me walking away from the show.
I'm with Carl.
We love you, Dave.
I
We love you,
didn't
Dave.
pull a Greca here.
Hey, it's okay. I almost pulled a Dawn.
Believe me,
Oh,
I almost started throwing things.
No, it's only fun when you do it on camera.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
this is
gotta be
because
fun
we
on
were-
camera.
This was technology can go bite.
I know it's 2021 and we're still having issues with technology.
Mhm.
Can the alien in Area 51 help us out here and just give us the right stuff?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do, guys. Since we had a little minor mix-up with technology crap before, let's go to we'll go to the two videos. Come back.
Yeah. By the way,
Kevin.
John, you did miss an epic rant from Mr. Kevin. It was
I was here for most of it.
He was
okay.
here for most of it.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
watched
you're gonna
the
have to
replay.
watch it later.
Before we go,
The stuff that you missed, it was great.
Can Marcus Smart actually live up to the last name and not on a ball tip off where the shot clock violation was going to go against New Orleans? Can he not toss it halfway across the court and then yell at his teammates like he's the
You're
victim?
just it's like
Like,
seriously.
Hey, dum-dum, actually go and play the game of basketball and don't just
I
chuck up
do.
a three because, oh, hey, not you,
No,
dum-dum, the other
Not you,
dum-dum.
Marcus Smart. Hey, John.
Marcus Smart, who's now Marcus Dum-Dum.
John, at least you're more smarter than Marcus Smart. Who the hell names their kid Marcus Smart? He's been named Marcus Dumbass because he doesn't know what the
That's
fuck
John.
he's doing.
That's something John would do. But anyway, that's a different story.
Anyways,
Oh, good Lord Almighty, help
We
me!
definitely need to get to that video.
Help me!
And
By the
What
way,
you say, John?
before we play these two videos, I had to compose myself.
Hold on. Kev,
Yes.
do you want to read your brother's comment there?
Oh boy.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes.
No, I'm asking Kev if
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Like, so yeah, your team goes. That brings up a very good point about that. Like, no, what he said was that's what I don't get about sports celebrations. Fans feel the urge to destroy property. 04 Red Sox, anyone? I think there was one person who was killed in that
Yes.
04 Red Sox
Oof.
celebration.
Yeah.
And that I don't understand for the life of me why. And you know what? Now that I'm a 30-year-old man who, has been drinking quite a bit, I now
Nah,
fully
not you.
understand. Oh, well, sober as a bird right now.
good, because we want you to be sober.
So I understand completely, that alcohol involved usually leads to a lot of dumb decisions. I have made quite a bit of dumb decisions when alcohol is involved. I think everybody has.
Not me. I
So-
never made a dumb decision with alcohol.
And me neither.
I'll believe that when my shit turns purple and smells of rainbow sherbet. Okay?
Before we play these two videos, I need to compose myself because I got a rant that I need to go
no,
on
just
on
to finish up off of this comment, I'm with him. I don't understand why there's an urge to destroy property with alcohol involved. I get it, but at the same time, wouldn't you be a little like, maybe I shouldn't do that? And the same thing with a loss too. Like in 2011, when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup, you had the Vancouver Canucks fans going out in the streets, throwing cars, flipping cars, lighting things on fire because
You're
they
not-
lost. I'm like, what a bunch of sore losers. So the greatest picture I saw was a couple on the street making out when there's a raging car fire behind them. I'm like, that's a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Definitely metal.
Oh, that was so metal.
John, you were saying
They could be saying about that video for
before
a few
we
minutes.
play the two videos, what did you want to do?
Yeah, here's my game plan. We're gonna air the Danielle McCartan interview that we did last night, that myself, Carl, Stephen, and Kevin did. Then we are going to play Hijacker's boxing video.
Nation Night Fights.
Yes, which he always does a great job. By the way, if you check out his Twitter account right now, he actually took a video of that. He's in his car right now, heading to Oakland for opening night, and he actually has us on his car screen.
What up, hijacker?
Hey,
What's up,
Jack,
my
what's going on, my brother?
Oh, that's awesome. I'm on a car screen.
That's awesome.
When we come back, Kevin will be the first person you guys will see, because he will give you guys an update. Hopefully he can compose himself by then.
Oh, I'll be composed.
Okay, good. Then when he's done, then you will see all of our beautiful faces again. We'll get into the UFC with Ezra. And then, guys, it's baseball time, because I have a rant in me that may cause some things to get thrown.
Boy. Yeah.
I'll put it this way. We're about to air the interview we did with Danielle McCartan. Check out her tweet she just sent out moments ago about what happened with the Mets today. And I agree with her 110%.
I'm on it.
So, guys, let me just get everything set up here.
Yeah. That was a classic first Kevin in Massachusetts rant right there. Like, yeah.
There might be more in me.
Uh-oh, I spoke too soon. Trust me, guys.
So, guys, you're about to see our interview we did with Danielle McCartan that we did last night. Following that will be Nation Night Fights with our own hijack. Shut up, Baldy. And then we will be right back. Stay tuned, because, guys, we're only getting rolling here. We'll catch you guys in a bit.
Yep.
Welcome, everybody, to another Discord exclusive right here on Our Nation Sports Show. As always, I am joined by the same crew, Carl, Kevin, and Steven. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Good.
Wonderful. Let's do this.
Can't wait for this interview.
Yes.
Let's go.
And even though we've only been on, April 4th will be 2 months for us. The guest we have on tonight has actually made history twice. Not only was she our first ever guest we had on back in February when the show started out, she is now our first two-time
starting to
guest,
get the side effects of
as
it?
we are being joined by the voice of the overnights on the weekend, and somebody who I think is one of the biggest people
But they said
part
that
of
this is gonna happen.
WFAN in the future. And that's Danielle McCartan. Danielle, how you doing today?
How good. That was quite the introduction, John. I hope I live up to it on your show here.
Yeah,
Let's do
but
it.
from what I've
And you're
heard
one
over
of the best
from
too.
what
I've
people
said
have
it before, and I'll
said,
say it again. You
a
are
lot
one
of
the best hosts on
times they
WFAN.
end
You
up
do a phenomenal job.
getting
with the show.
the
Well, thanks, Steven. And guess what? And
whatchamacallit,
you called in, and I appreciated that. And I just
side
the
effects
connections that
usually
you make
happen
doing
right
these
away.
these interviews with people, even through Zoom. I mean, I appreciate it. And you picked up the phone,
But
called, and you
no,
said you
we're
would. So
actually
you're man of
airing
your
the
word.
I
truth
fulfill my
right
promise,
now,
baby.
so
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
love
figured I'd
that.
give you a quick
All right.
call for a bit, just see how
Steven,
you're
you got
doing.
the
Okay,
first.
so before we get to baseball, I have a question for you about the Brooklyn Nets. They
No,
are
I
driving me up the freaking walls. They are assigning all of these players to these contracts, trying to build this super duper team. And I told you before on the show when Kevin Durant went to Golden State,
Just,
and
you
when
know,
LeBron
you have
started the
anything you
super
can
team with
drink?
Miami back in 2010. Brooklyn is go home or
Okay.
bust when it comes to this
Okay,
NBA
just
championship.
my
this year.
suggestion, just
They're
keep
second in the
drinking.
East. How do you think
And,
Brooklyn is going to
you know,
finish
I
this
will check
season?
up on
Because
you
it is
throughout the night
all
while we're
or
finishing up the
nothing
show.
for Brooklyn this
And
year.
For
Alright.
sure, all or nothing. It's
But I
championship
was
or bust,
concerned
especially with all the signings
about
that
you.
they're making. See, Brooklyn is like a weird thing because here, they're the Nets, but they're more like a national
I
team
get
than
it, believe
anything,
me.
honestly,
But you think
because
you're
of
gonna
all
be
the
able to
stuff
win
they've been
tomorrow?
doing. It's just I would have to go back
Alright,
and see how
go
many
get some
games that
rest
the
there,
big three
kiddo.
have
I
actually played
will.
together.
I'll
That
text
being
you
Durant,
while we're
Irving,
finishing up
and
the show,
Harden.
and
How
I'll
many have
call.
they
I'll
played
FaceTime
together?
you.
Because you know
But
that these guys,
if you still
like
up, I'll
LeBron
just
James,
and then how it
they
goes.
just survive the
Alright,
regular season
love
in
you.
order to get to the postseason. And I think, I hate the super team. But I think this team could be something very special when they kick it into high gear come playoff time. I think they're just kind of biding their time until that point, and I think they're just going to kick it into overdrive at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get more into that when we do our show live Thursday night. But yeah, Brooklyn is one of those teams that are definitely driving a lot of basketball fans up the wall. And I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch. It surely is. And, you see like all these guys that they're signing. And my favorite player on the Nets is Joe Harris. And he's kind of taking a back seat. And the guy's a sharpshooter. I mean, they just re-signed him. They got to give that guy a bigger role. But, and then Nick Claxton has come on to his own. And they just made a signing that's going to inhibit his playing time too. So I don't know. This is just still at the end of March, a huge gamble for this team, but we'll see what happens when they all play together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. First thing I want to get to is let's talk about that team from Queens. You know, a lot of people not for some reason, but a lot of people are picking this team to win the World Series. They've been making a lot of news lately with Francisco Lindor. Do you think this can potentially backfire if they don't get a contract extension?
No, because backfire for who? For the player, it definitely could. Because if he gets hurt, it could backfire on him big time.
Mhm.
But from the organization standpoint, I don't think it could backfire at all. If anything, the organization is in control here because when you think of the free agent shortstop market that'll be out there for next season,
Mhm.
he's there's a bunch of shortstops that are going to be available. So it's in Lindor's best interest to get it done like now or before free agency hits. So and the sooner the better with him because injuries can happen and that means value is going to go down. So from a player standpoint, I would try to get it done ASAP, and from the Mets standpoint, I would kind of try to drag it out a little bit.
Well, a quick thing with that then is obviously we know the Mets offered 10 years, $300 million. His camp retorted, came back with 12 years, $385. And when you do the math, what he came back with was actually cheaper than what the Mets were willing to offer originally. Yeah. So my thing I'm just trying to figure out is what do you think is holding this whole thing up then?
The number of years. A 10-year deal would put him as a middle infielder, as a shortstop, 37 years of age. 12-year deal, 39 years. Who wants a 40-year-old shortstop? You know what I mean? With the Mets, listen, I know the DH is coming to the NL, but you can't right now, 10 years or 12 years out, even predict the guy to be your DH, your designated hitter. So for me, it's definitely the number of years. It's not the annual value, because the Mets are, they have one of the richest owner in all of sports. It's not the dollar amount. I think it's the years and the commitment. You're entering a 10-year relationship with a guy that's 27 years old. I mean, that's as a middle infielder. He's not like he's a third baseman or first baseman. That's a big thing.
All right, Carl.
My question for you is not a current team with the Mets, but how did you feel hearing that Bobby Bonilla is going to be paid all this money for so long and not play?
Well, I need to hire that guy's agent. Whatever that guy's name is, I need him. That was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous. And I just don't like how,
that's what tomorrow, I think, is payday.
Is it tomorrow?
No, July 1st.
It's always July 1st, I think. It ties
July
in with the
1st?
fiscal year.
Okay.
Yeah, July 1st.
Ridiculous. And the way that the Mets are kind of just poking fun out of it, they want to make it into a thing. I read, I think. I just disagree. Just pay him, give him the check, and keep it quiet and keep it moving. Like, we don't need to make this into this big hurrah to do about it. You made a bad signing. Everybody knows it. The world knows it. And just keep it moving.
It's the Mets.
The old Mets.
Yeah. Kevin?
So with the Mets, is there anybody on the team currently, either on the major league roster or down in the minors, who could potentially be a surprise, like Pete Alonso was a couple of years ago?
See, I didn't look at Pete Alonso as a surprise, because I have a lot of contacts in Vegas and I go out there a lot. And when he was playing on the 51, the Vegas 51s. I mean, I was tuned into him and to Jeff McNeil, and I was like, these guys are going to be players. So for me, they were not a surprise, only because of all that. I guess that's a good question. I think the biggest X factor, I guess we could say, for the Mets is, for me anyway, I think it's going to be Lucchesi, Joey Lucchesi, the pitcher, who's slated, I think, to be the 4th or 5th rotation spot. I know that's really like what the heck are you talking about that for? But I think he's going to be really good. And I think people are really undervaluing him. And I think he can really work his way up in that rotation, actually. But when you think of hindrances to the Mets, I look at third base defensively, JD Davis, but really left field, Dom Smith in left field, look out. I mean, horrible. But, I hope he surprises me. But I know that's like a long-winded answer. But Joey Lucchesi would be my guy. Yeah.
All right, Steven?
I want to get to the Yankees now, and they were 33-27 last year. They started out pretty well, and they were hot for a little bit, and then they hit a rough spot. They've had some up and down years for the past 4 or 5 years. They were close to the World Series a couple of times, and what is it going to take this year for the Yankees to be more consistent this year? And now it's going to be a more longer season this year.
Yeah, I think the biggest question mark around the Yankees, well, first of all, and I hate saying this, I hate the word healthy. I don't know if I've ever used the word healthy on my show, but when you look at a roster that has Judge and Stanton in it alone, right? That's a scary lineup to try to navigate, especially with DJ LeMahieu, and all these other names, right? But I think the biggest thing for the Yankees, I mean, they clearly didn't hit in when the lights were turned on in the most. I mean, Gary Sanchez last year hit I could have hit better than him. 147 was it on the season? Or
yes,
Edwin Encarnacion in the Astros series, he hit like 063. Like, I could hit
that
better
is terrible.
That. Awful. But for this year, I think the biggest question mark is Garrett Cole, and then what's behind him. There's lots of 4 or 5 question marks behind him. And I think Kluber's going to have a fine season. I don't know about Tyone. And then it's just kind of biding time until Severino comes back. And I think, to your question, Kevin, I'm going to flip it onto the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Domingo Germán, I think, is a stud. Separating out, and on my show, I separate out the player from the human being. And for him, we will never talk about the human being Domingo Germán on my show, but the player, I think he's going to be lights out. And I think other people better watch out. Other teams better watch out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin?
Oh, I was going to kind of go the cheap route and just ask the same question about the Yankees, and she already answered that one. But do you think with Gary Sanchez's numbers being as for a catcher, not the greatest. Do you think this is maybe like a put up or shut up year for him?
Not the greatest is a nice way to put it. They're terrible. His numbers are terrible.
I'm trying to be nice with him. I could say more, but
Yeah. Well, I
really
think
nice.
with Gary, and as a Red Sox fan, but Gary Sanchez, I think you need to handle him with kid gloves, and I think the Yankees are trying to have found that out. That listen, I talk about this all the time on my show. When I'm a coach and I try to pump my students or my players with information, right? Sometimes they just hit a saturation point where they're like, they can't take in any more information. They're trying their hardest to make adjustments in game and all, and sometimes they just can't do it. And I feel that that's the way with Gary Sanchez and the pitching coach. I mean, the catching coach had said basically that. He said they were trying to make all kinds of adjustments last year and they just weren't sinking in. So Gary Sanchez apparently, defensively anyway, adapted this whole new plan, this whole mindset defensively. I don't know. The guy's just an enigma. I mean, he seems like such an emotional human being, an emotional player that like when the highs, they're really high and the lows get really low. And they're going to need a sports psychologist. I would recommend for him. Try to get him out of that. It's clearly a mental thing. I don't think the guy can't hit. He was an MVP candidate in July of 2017, in the conversation, at least. I don't think it's a physical thing. It's a mental thing. And I think it's the player's psychology that they need to do some sort of breakthrough with him on, or else it's going to be put up or shut up. And they've got Austin Wells coming up through the minor leagues, and he's apparently really good.
Carl, do you have a Yankee question?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask this one, and I know most of the Yankee players fans are gonna hate me for it, but who do you think is the all-star on that Yankees team this year so far, in your opinion?
Like through spring training, all-star? You're
Through
talking?
spring training, leading up until to the season.
I think Yankees fans are going to hate this answer as well. And I think it's Domingo Germán. The guy did not allow one single run when he took the mound. Not one. Yeah, I'm going to go with the not so obvious pick on that one. But and a lot of Yankees fans are probably like, but it's the truth. I mean, separate the player from the human being. He did not allow a single run.
My last question actually is looking at this AL East, and it's a very tough division. You have Boston, you have Tampa Bay, you got Toronto. We don't really count Baltimore in there because they're really not going to do anything. What do you think it's going to have to take for the Yankees to get through the teams I mentioned?
I mean, the Orioles are going to be non-competitive. I think the Red Sox, are not going to be non-competitive. I think the Rays, I think the Yankees won by subtraction with the Rays. Blake Snell's gone. Their pitching staff took a hit. I think the sneakiest team is going to be the Blue Jays, and I think people are not talking about them enough.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, and they're ready to win. They're in on every single free agent. They're every time. Oh, so and so looking for a deal. Oh, the Blue Jays are interested. The Blue Jays have kicked the tires. So I just think that they're a young, hungry team, and I think people are not giving them, the benefit of the doubt. But for the Yankees to get out of the East, I mean, they're going to have to string together series win after series win. And to me, it starts with the pitching staff. We know that this hitting can mostly overcome really any deficit, but it's just the pitching. It's a huge question mark for me.
Yeah.
And the pitching is such a huge part of the game. It's a very important part of the game because you can have all the great hitters in the world, but if you don't have a good pitcher to get you out of jams, you're screwed.
I know. And think about the pressure on like a short series in the playoff series, 3-game series. Garrett Cole, that guy's going to have to win every single time he takes them out. I think that's unreasonable to ask all the time if you don't have confidence in the guys behind him.
Yeah. It must be a Jersey thing because Carl on the show is also from Jersey, and he also has the Blue Jays being that surprise team. So it must be a Jersey thing they're going.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to check their odds to win I was almost going to say the Super Bowl, but check their odds to win the World Series.
It's the Jersey connection. That's what it is. It's a Jersey connection.
Yeah, absolutely. I was saying if they're going for the Super Bowl, then yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got to check that out. But I did put money on the Mets to win the World Series. I did.
Really?
I did.
Really? Okay. You went crazy with the Bucks, and you won that bet, thankfully. Because that would have been a lot of money to lose.
Yeah, no, it was like $35 to lose, but I won a lot. It started to help me pay off my student loans.
I see you go to Ramapo, huh?
Well, I teach at Rampo.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, right over by my fishing hole. I go
Well,
right
I-
over to the reservoir.
Yeah. Well, I used to teach at Rampo, I should say. Yeah, and coach.
Yeah, $35 and won that money. Woo! Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to hear what your bet is on the Mets.
Yeah, you know what? If I log in really quick, I can give it to you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to check the Blue Jays odds anyway. And I put you guys are first to hear it. I put my Super Bowl bet down for this year.
Aha!
The
Cool.
Bills, Buffalo Bills.
Ooh!
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow!
Buffalo Bills.
How much you put down?
I don't know. Let me look. It wasn't a lot. I think maybe like $15. I don't do a
Not too
lot.
bad. Not too bad.
Wow.
Okay.
Do
Oh,
you
okay.
really
so the
think they can
Bills
get
were
over the
20
hump with the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think so. I think the blueprint's out on the Chiefs on how to beat them. Yeah. And I think
Well,
teams,
yeah.
especially in the draft, are going to construct their rosters to do that what the Bucks did to them. All right. So I got the Bills. I put $20 at plus 1,200. So I win 240.
Whew.
And
Okay.
then I did the Mets. Wait, I got to scroll all the way down here. Hold on. I did the Mets a long time ago. I did the Nets when they were at 1,000 to win. So I did $10 to win 100.
Okay.
Where's the Mets? Jets, Giants. Those are just. Uh-oh. Did the Mets one not go through? Oh, no way. Oh, wait. View. Oh, not seeing all your bets. View of the other ones. I'm sorry. I'm taking up time here.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think I put $10 on the Mets. Is what it was. I swear I'm not texting. Someone just texted me. Hold on. Maybe I did it in the other app. I do too. I have BetMGM and I have FanDuel. I have two of them. Let me just check this. And if I can't find it, I'll let you guys know. You can add it in after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when you're under pressure and you like can't find something because you're under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Stupid mass not allowing sports betting.
I
I hate it here sometimes.
that stinks.
Um,
Is there any neighboring states you can go to? A lot of people from New York come to New Jersey.
I mean, I could make the 3.5 hour drive out to New York, but it's 3.5 hours. It is quite the drive.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know-
here
I
it
know-
is. I got it. Okay.
What
I
would you
did it on November 1st.
Ooh.
November 1st. I put $20 on the Mets to win the World Series at plus 2,500 odds to win $520.
wow.
Holy
Wow.
cow, Danielle, again.
That's what
Oh.
happened. That's what happened in the Super
Maybe
Bowl.
you should give us a course on how to bet properly.
I'm good. I'm not good at day-to-day.
See, real quick.
What was that?
Real quick. She is so good with the football stuff because she read everything with Tampa Bay so well to the point where you were not stupid putting money on them because you had every right to put money on Tampa Bay because their defense was rocking in that weeks, the 7 games winning streak, and then they go into the playoffs and they're killing everybody.
Yeah.
You know, killing Rodgers and the
So
football.
I put money on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl before Tom Brady even signed with the team.
Yeah.
I did it on St. Patrick's Day. It was March 17th of last
Yeah.
year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
$35. What was
Yeah,
it?
35.
So what, $35 and you won 700 and what was it? $750?
So I can look. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, nice chunk change win right there.
Yes.
You are a gambling girl, that's for sure.
Well, I'm good at like the futures bets. Like day to day, if you ask me how many rebounds Julius Randle, I can't tell you. I can't bet on that. I lose every single one of them. But like the futures, I'm good at them.
Good.
We're gonna have you on again to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. We got to have her back on if the Mets do win the World Series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have her on more than just that.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
uh,
Obviously.
She's become a friend of the show now.
Yeah. You guys
And
are
a
great.
friend of ours. She's great. She's great at what she does.
Danielle, real quick. I noticed you got a softball tournament coming up soon, huh?
Well, the Boomer Esiason thing you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So apparently I made the team and I went to the batting practice the other day. Yeah. I was just dusting some rust off and I found out that I still got it. So
I saw that video. I was like, wait, what rust?
yeah, right. I know. But I'm waiting for Boomer to email me and ask me for my uniform size. He did ask me if I can be the catcher. And I said, I'll play wherever you want me to play. I don't really care, wherever. I've never
Now,
caught a
can-
day in my life. I'm going to have to go out and get a mask because these teeth made it, through all high school sports just the way they are. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I'm ready to go. I can't wait.
Can the fans come to that?
I think so. I think yes.
Okay.
But I don't know what this whole COVID thing. I don't know. But normally, yeah, I think they do have fans that come. Yes, and you guys are all invited. If you're ever in the area, you're all invited.
Definitely.
you.
And
Thank
where do you know by any chance where it's held?
I think it changes it changes. So like if they play like the Staten Island, firefighters, they'll play there. Or if it's like,
Okay.
I know they play the Port Authority Police. I think that's like in Edgewater, somewhere close nearby here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like a traveling league. Like it's never. I don't think it's ever in one place twice. I don't think. I don't know though. I don't know much about it. I'm just on the team. I think. But yeah.
Well, if you're by, Long Island or Jersey or, you'll definitely see us there, and
Definitely.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
you say that. Whenever I find out, I'll put everything on social media, so you won't be able to miss it. As soon as I know, everybody will know.
absolutely. Danielle, what do you have coming up on your shows
So
that you
this,
can tell us?
yeah. So this weekend I have a segment called Beatboxing. I think you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. The segment you had with the Tampa Bay guy and the Kansas City guy was excellent.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to tell. I'll text them and tell them. Yeah, thank you. So I figured the Knicks and Nets are playing each other on Monday for the last official time. They might meet in the playoffs from those, but I'm going to do a Knicks and Nets beatboxing for this weekend. And next weekend, I've confirmed it. I heard he's a little bit flaky, but I confirmed it. Jeff Nelson, Yankees pitcher, former Yankee pitcher, will be on next weekend.
Ooh.
Actually, one last thing. You actually just had a guest on your show that was just a guest on our show
Uh-huh.
a couple weeks ago. Tanyan Starts.
Tanyan's, yeah, he was funny.
Oh, yeah.
he
Great
was good
guy.
with,
Hey, Danielle, hey, real quick, he actually called us. Hey, he said, hey, is this ZZ Top I'm hanging out with? I'm like, oh crap. Like, yes. Like, he was like, I could drink a beer with these guys. I'm like, well, cool, dude. Just super cool guy.
Yeah, he was so funny. He was talking about the A-Rod Veritek fight. I was
Oh,
laughing.
he
out
talked about
boy.
that. He talked about that with us too, but absolutely. But guys, listen to Danielle's show on WFPM. But I think
You
WFPM
haven't, she's
changed
great.
the radio.com app now.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. Is it? I don't know what happened with that. I have to ask somebody. But they
Yeah.
did change. They're not radio.com anymore. They're
No. Yeah,
Odyssey.
so listen there. She's great. I still think come 5-10 years from now, you're gonna hear her in the daytime. And
I said it on her show when I called in the second time. I said she needs more hours because she does a phenomenal job at what she does.
Are
I'm
you
not
guys-
gonna say that I agree with a certain UFC fighter who tweeted about it, but I agree with a certain
Yeah.
UFC fighter who yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
Me and Misha Tate are like this. I love her.
We would love to get her on our show.
Oh, that'd be
She's a busy woman now.
Yes,
I'll
she
text
is.
her. She usually answers right away. Now it's like 2, 3, 4 days later she'll answer me. So she's
Well, that's because she's back training again, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's been training, but now she's announced it, and I'm sure everybody wants a little piece of her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll have to wait my turn, I guess.
Well, if you talk
You'll
to her
get it.
next time, just
Pass the word along.
that's what
Little birdie.
Service of a nice guest there, Danielle.
I texted her on Thursday. She responded yesterday.
jeez.
Yeah,
But-
she's usually very quick. Same day, 2
Yep.
hours.
But this has been another installment of Our Nation's Sports Show. As always, we were joined by Danielle McCartan, for Carl Roberts, for Stephen and Kevin. I'm John. We'll catch you guys Thursday night, starting at 7 p.m. Catch you then.
Yeah, I see you staring at that #1 contender. It's Nation Night Fights, and I want that title. That's right. Let's hit that bell, player. Let's get this rumble rolling. Let's go. Is you nervous, Cuddy? Yeah, I see you sweating. I see you. Ain't no time to turn back now. It's that bell, player. It's time to go now, Trick. What you saying? Ain't no time for backing out now. I'm coming at you orthodox stance style. Finna switch it up when I'm ready with your player. Hit you with that official southpaw prowl. Come toss me that combo now. Before I throw this left and make you wobble, child. Do it. Oh, you gonna be hard-headed now? Screw it, I'm coming at you Iron Mike style. Dropping you to the canvas right now. And right, player. Nation, welcome to Nation Night Fights, your boxing report weekly with your boy Hijacker Mike. What's happening, Nation? Welcome to the third edition of Nation Night Fights, a boxing weekly report for the week of 4/1/21, recapping this week's past fights and upcoming fights with news also in the boxing world. I am your West Coast boy, Hijacker Mike. Let's get started. From Thursday, 3/25/21, Ring City, USA live from San Juan, Puerto Rico, we have Amanda Serrano, 40 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 30 KOs, kept her WBC and WBO featherweight titles last Thursday night by knocking out Daniela Bermuda, 29 wins, 4 losses, 3 draws, 10 KO on a 9th round body shot to secure her 40th career victory. Serrano hit Bermudez with a left hand to the body where Bermudez took the hit, then a delayed reaction, and then turned around, walked a few feet in pain, then dropped to her knees and was counted out by the ref. All 3 judges had the contest scored 80-72 for Serrano. Pretty much Amanda had control in this fight and picked apart Daniela each round until the KO. Serrano was asked if she wanted to move up in weight to face Michaela Mayer at 130 pounds or Katie Taylor at 135 pounds. She said she is focused on the featherweight right now. The WBA title is held by Canada's Jelena Mrjenovic, 41-10-2 with 19 KOs, while Denmark's Sarah Mahfoud, 10-0 with 3 KOs, has the IBF title. Serrano would be a heavy favorite against either fighter. Carlos Caraballo, 14 wins, 0 losses, 14 KOs, got a 4th round TKO versus Leonardo Baez, 18-4 with 9 KOs. Caraballo pretty much battered and beat Baez all 5 rounds until the TKO power punches, uppercuts, powerful hooks were thrown until Baez's corner tossed in the towel in the 4th round. In a junior featherweight bout, Eduardo Baez, 19 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws with 6 KOs, got a unanimous decision in 8 rounds over Abimael Ortiz, 8-1-1 with 4 KOs. Eduardo, the brother of Leonardo Baez from the earlier fight, with a rare fight when both brothers are fighting on the same card, was on his game in this fight versus Ortiz. Baez had taken just about every round in this bout, just overwhelming Ortiz pretty much the entire fight. The 3 judges' scorecards had it 80-72, and the other 2 judges had it 79-73. Now we go to Saturday's fights, 3/27/21 from Gibraltar. Dylan White, 28 wins, 2 losses, 19 by way of KO, got his revenge, dropping and stopping Alexander Povetkin, 36 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 25 KO in the 4th round to regain the interim WBC heavyweight title. Alexander defeated White via 5th round technical knockout TKO back in August of 2020 in their first fight, losing his WBC interim title. White dominated this whole fight as it was lopsided for all the full 4 rounds. Alexander, 41 years of age, didn't look good at all. Shaky legs from the get-go, stumbling on shots. He never had his legs with him in this fight. White pounded Alexander in the 4th, hurting him, as also finishing him off as ref Victor Laughlin was about to stop the fight. Alexander's corner threw in the towel. Also, Campbell Hatton gets a 4-round decision by points versus Jesus Ruiz. Campbell Hatton is the son of legendary boxer Ricky Hatton in his debut fight, showing some slight shades of his pops as he got the points, 40-36. In this 4-round bout, he got a little raw talent shown. He has his flaws, but he will continue to develop. He had a lot of nervous energy into the first 2 rounds. He got the W so he can move on and continue working on his craft in the ring as he continues his career. Also, from the Copper Box in East London, Zach Parker, 19 wins, no losses, 0 draws with 13 KOs, gets a 2nd round stoppage as he knocked down twice Vaughn Alexander, 15 wins, 4 losses, 0 draws, 9 KOs to become the WBO's #1 ranked super middleweight contender.
as Parker hit a barrage of shots at the bell to end the first and continued the assault into the second round as the fight was stopped. From yesterday, Wednesday, 3/31/21 in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, Tim Tszyu, 18-0, 14 KOs versus Dennis Hogan, 28 wins, 4 losses, 7 KOs. Tszyu delivers a KO to Hogan in the 5th round of this bout. In a fight tougher than was expected, the unbeaten junior middleweight Tszyu beat Hogan during this fight to score the 5th round KO. The 26-year-old Tszyu, the son of former light welterweight champion Costa Tszyu, dropped the 36-year-old Hogan in the 5th with a solid left uppercut to end the fight. As in the 4th round, the same punch snapped Hogan's head back several times. Tim had some good arsenal of punches in his collection. We shall see who will be next for this kid. Upcoming fights this weekend, Saturday, 4/3/21. From Caesar's Palace in Dubois, we have Jamil Harrington, 22 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws with 10 KOs, will take on Carl Frampton, 28 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws with 16 KOs in 12 rounds in this super featherweight division for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship. This fight will also air on ESPN Plus at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time Saturday. Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya is making a comeback. The 48-year-old has not stepped into the ring since 2008 in a TKO 8th round loss to Manny Pacquiao. Will fight again. He would successfully launch his own Golden Boy promotions with high caliber fighters as Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Deontay Wilder, and Amir Khan. De La Hoya is looking to get back in the ring after seeing Tyson, Jones Jr., and Holyfield work high-profile exhibition bouts. July 3rd, I'm making my comeback, De La Hoya said, sitting alongside Snoop Dogg before dropping the mic and walking off stage. His opponent is remained to be seen, and what details should be coming very soon. The WBC approves Estrada versus Gonzalez 3. The sanctioned body elevated Estrada, 42 wins, 3 losses, 28 KOs, to franchise champion to approve the trilogy fight with Gonzalez, 50 wins, 3 losses, 41 by way of KO. These two just had their second battle last weekend where Estrada edged Gonzalez to even the battle at 1-1 from their fight 8 years ago when Gonzalez got the win in their very first fight against each other. The WBC World Lightweight title will be on the line when Devin Haney, 25 wins, 0 losses, 15 KOs, steps in the ring versus Jorge Linares, 47 wins, 5 losses, 29 by the way of KO. This fight is set for May 29th at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. 22-year-old Haney from Oakland, California versus the 35-year-old Linares from Las Vegas will fight in front of a limited capacity crowd of 50% of a 12,000 center for this card. It will be nice to see 6,000 people in attendance on the DAZN network for this fight. Derek Chisora, 32 wins, 10 losses, 23 by way of KO, is working with new trainer Buddy McGirt for his fight with Joseph Parker, 28 wins, 2 losses, 21 KOs. Both Chisora and Parker are currently training with new trainers at this time for their upcoming fight in the heavyweight division, as Parker has brought along Andy Lee to replace Kevin Berry in his camp. Jake Paul, I'm an addicted boxing lifer. I'll become the biggest prize fighter in the sport. He is promising that he's taking the path of his career seriously in the boxing ring. We shall see. Paul stated after my Nate Robinson fight, there were probably about 70 people calling me out wanting to fight me. There were probably 6 people that made sense to fight in was Michael Bisping, Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz, Dylan Dennis, and Askren. Some YouTubers that are popular, but I wanted to fight a real MMA fighter. So we shall see what happens with this one. Oh, there's my time. You can reach me, Hijacker Mike, out on Twitter at Mr. Mac, MISTAMACC, or you can also follow me here on YouTube at Hijacker Mike, which, like I said before, you will have to find at this current time until I can get my own custom URL. Like we said, we got to start somewhere, baby. So thank you for joining me on this edition of Nation Night Fights, and I'll see y'all next week, my man. Back to our boys at the Nation Sports Show. Peace.
Oh. It seems that some people have a listening problem because I thought I was supposed to be alone.
Yeah. Kevin, the floor is all
That's
yours.
right. That's right. My time to shine.
That's right.
Clearly, I'm composed now. Clearly. Ezra. Okay.
Let's get our shit together.
Yeah, no. Let's get our shit together real quick. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the interview from last night, as well as the Nation Night fights. I'm going to go and run through all of the opening day scores. Of course, there were 2 games that were postponed. The Orioles and Red Sox due to weather, and the Mets and Nationals was postponed, and we will get to that later as to why they were postponed. In terms of finals, I will start with the game that had 2 of the first hits and home runs of the 2021 MLB season. The Detroit Tigers beat the Cleveland Indians by a score of 3-2. Cleveland's Cesar Hernandez was the one with the first hit, a double to left, and Miguel Cabrera is the first one of the players to go and hit a home run this season. And he actually thought it was a double because at the time it was snowing pretty hard. Lost sight of the ball and thought it was a double and was told it was a home run and continued on his trot after he had slid into second. The Brewers beat the Twins 6-5 in 10 innings. The Pittsburgh Pirates defeated the Chicago Cubs 5-3. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Atlanta Braves 3-2 in 10. The Colorado Rockies shockingly beat the reigning defending World Series champion LA Dodgers 8-5. The San Diego Padres bested the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-7. The St. Louis Cardinals bested the Cincinnati Reds 11-6. The Tampa Bay Rays with 1 lone run and blanking the Miami Marlins 1-0 the final. Currently a live game. It is 2 outs to go in the top of the 9th. The Kansas City Royals at home facing the Texas Rangers. Kansas City leading 14-10. It's currently an it is now currently a 1-1 count off of that wild pitch. No movement on the base paths. There is a man at third and second. And one last final. Maybe we'll have one last final with this Royals-Rangers game. But in the immortal words of David Ortiz, the Yankees lose. They lose in 10 innings tonight to the Blue Jays 3-2. And there was a first of the season this year. Garrett Cole has the first strikeout of the 2021 MLB season. And as a quick little update before I turn it back to the rest of these guys, it is now a 1-2 count for Texas. They're on their last strike. Otherwise, this game might continue on. So, John, everybody else, now you can come in now that my time to shine is over.
Well, at least I was the only one who didn't rejoin.
I know, and John, for
Sorry.
that reason, for the rest of tonight, because you listened, I'm not going to say anything about Cam Newton.
Sorry.
These other 3, that's on them. But
You know what it is? I'm so used to just coming right back.
We're gonna get used to it, okay?
Sorry about that. I got heated because of reading Danielle McCartan's tweet.
Well, do we want to get into that right away, or do we want to kind of space it out a little bit?
Hold on. We actually have one more topic before we get into baseball.
Yep.
Let's go to Ezra with his news he's got with UFC, and then I got something else, and it's a college basketball news.
Real quick, I do have a final now. It is a final of 14-10, Kansas City over Texas. Just saw the last strike. So
Was that a football game?
No, it was not a football game. It's just 2, unfortunately, it being Kansas City and Texas, sorry fans of your teams, 2 bottom of the barrel teams playing usually end up having high scoring affairs. Same thing happens in all the other sports. Like, how many times have we
Yep.
seen a Thursday night football game between the 1-8 Rams and the 2-7 Cardinals, and it ends up being a final score of like 48-38 or something like that. And it's
Yeah.
like a fantastic game that you think is going to suck.
Okay, but so then Kevin doesn't get any more heat with anybody from Kansas City or Texas. Ezra, what do you have going on in the UFC world?
Well, first of all, I want to go over just a quick of the top 3 fights from UFC 260, which happened last weekend. Sean O'Malley defeated Thomas Almeida in the 3rd round, 3 minutes 52 seconds with a knockout via punch. Vicente Luque defeated Tyron Woodley by submission with a Bravo choke, which is one of the hardest chokes to apply in a professional combat sports like MMA. He did that in the 1st round with 3 minutes 56 seconds. And then, of course, the main event, we have a brand new UFC heavyweight champion as Francis Ngannou knocked out Stipe Miocic cold in the 2nd round, 52 seconds into the round. Swarmed him up against the cage and pounded on him until he hit the ground. And that's all it took for the referee to dive in there and end that fight. Congratulations, Francis, on winning the UFC heavyweight title for the very first time. And now we're going to move on to a quick couple of fight announcements or rumors, fight announcements, whatever they may be. The first one is an official announcement. That is that Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards will take place at UFC 262. It'll be the co-headliner, with the headliner being Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. And Nate Diaz and Leon Edwards will be making history, as it will be the first ever 5-round non-title co-main event in UFC history.
Wow.
Okay, let me just ask you this: as somebody who's not so big into the UFC, are they doing that solely on the fact of it being Nate Diaz, or is there an actual reason to why they're having that be the co-main event?
More than likely, in my opinion, I think it's because Nate Diaz. He's a guy who draws the fight because of his attitude, the way he presents himself. It's like in pro wrestling, the way you present yourself. On Ric Flair, the way he can draw crowds. Nate Diaz is the same way. He's going to draw people to their television screens because of the way he does this, and the smug, mean look he's got on his face shows that he's a badass and a tough guy.
Yep.
And people are going to be drawn to that persona. So I think that's the reason why it's co-main eventing this UFC fight and why it's given such a high standard with this division. So, And then one more before we get into the college basketball talk from Carl, and of course, any Major League Baseball talk, is an announcement that was first reported by Ariel Helwani, famous UFC and MMA reporter, that there are currently talks of finalizing Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3 to take place possibly as soon as July of this year. Right now, there is no pen to paper yet. There's still some talking that needs to be done as far as between, of course, the management of both teams and UFC President Dana White. But once we hear more, we'll update you on whenever the next episode of the Nation Show will be during that time. But as far as that goes, that's it for UFC news from me. Carl, go ahead with your basketball news, buddy.
So in the basketball world for college, University of North Carolina has announced that their longtime coach, Coach Williams, let me get his first name correct.
Roy.
Thank you. Roy Williams will retire at the end of this year. He is leaving behind. He is actually his resume is so long. He has got 900 wins. He's got more than 900 wins, 3 national championships, a legacy built on 33 years of success with 2 college basketball's most storied programs. He is a Hall of Famer in my book. I don't believe he's in the Hall of Fame yet, but he should be in this one.
Yes.
I mean, he's only 70 years old, but 33 years, that's a long time coaching.
Yeah, but he was one of the
best.
Yeah.
So here's his stats with the University of North Carolina. He spent 18 seasons with them, going 485 wins to 163 losses, while leading the Tar Heels to national titles 2005, 2009, 2017. He also coached Kansas City for 15 years, taking it to 4 Final Four appearances before leaving to go up to the University of North Carolina, his alma mater. So that's the only news I have on that end with college basketball.
Well,
And also, real quick, too, speaking of college basketball, this weekend is the Final Four. And heavily favored, Gonzaga is favored to win this tournament. If they don't, it will be one of the biggest upsets in sports history. Undefeated.
actually,
Gonzaga
Steven,
at 30-0.
30-0.
Steven, you bring that up. I actually found something while we were watching the 2 videos. You know, this is going to be the first time that the Final Four for the men's will not feature a team east of the Mississippi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In one of them, you have Gonzaga versus 11 seed UCLA, and the other one you have the Battle of Texas with Baylor versus Houston.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, imagine if UCLA makes it to the finals. I mean, crap, go back to the 70s with them as far as when they were
Now,
one of the more dominating teams in college basketball.
now let me ask you this, Kevin. As far as with these 4 teams, is there a team not counting Gonzaga, the other 3 teams? Out of those 3 teams, which team were you more shocked that made a run to the Final Four?
I know like next to nothing about college basketball, but looking at UCLA,
Are they the 11th seed?
they're the
Yeah,
11th seed. To get to the Final Four, they beat BYU, which was a 6th seed. They then beat Abilene Christian, which was a 14th seed. But then they beat number 2 Alabama.
Yep.
And then beat number 1 Michigan. So I mean, that's a complete surprise that UCLA at 11th seed was able to go and do this. This is almost not the same mythos as a couple of years ago with Loyola Chicago, with Sister Jean and all that.
Yep.
But definitely bordering on that. I just know that I am currently looking at my bracket and it just
Shattered.
Oh, okay. So my Final Four was supposed to be, I got one right, Gonzaga, but it was supposed to be against UConn, and then the other side was North Carolina and Syracuse, because those are just the 2 eminent powers in east of the Mississippi.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I just
Yeah, bad.
If Gonzaga wins, I'm never doing a bracket again. If Gonzaga loses, I'm never doing a bracket again.
So either way, you're never doing a bracket again.
No, because this is probably like the 5th time I've gone and done a bracket, and each single time I think I'm picking something right, and I don't, and I'm just like,
That's why I
know.
don't bet.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't
same
even
here.
bet, it's just free.
I don't
it's
ever
free,
bet. I
it's for
don't
me.
bet anything on those brackets at all.
Now, if I do a fantasy football team, I do the free ones
Yeah.
Mhm.
because I ain't laying money out.
See,
Well,
with
actually-
me, if I do the free fantasy football, I'll win the championship. If I do the one where I got to put money up, I'll be dead last.
You bring that up. That may be a possible idea for us going towards the NFL season.
Well,
We have time for that, Johnny.
I
we
said
definitely
we have time.
have time.
Yes, you do.
I will go and say that for those who are in the Busted Open Nation League, I will be defending the championship that I won this year. My ego is currently through the roof because I got time on my own, and
You
I'm
don't
remembering that I
say,
won.
Stat Man.
Yeah, and I stopped watching baseball. I flipped on the Bruins just to go and have it in the background on my TV, and I saw the defensive performance of this club.
Uh-oh.
Do
I
it.
want to throw up. How the fucking fuck does this team just? I can't. I'd rather watch two QAnon people fuck each other than watch this team. Okay? I can't. I can't.
Holy crap!
You have 3 first-round picks right in a row. You had 3 chances to go and take Matt Barzal, and instead you took Jeremy Lausen, Zach Zenishin, and Zaboral, I believe it was. That was the third of those picks. And then Matt Barzal was taken right after. Yeah. Oh, through the tulips, by the window.
Through the window.
Oh, poor Kevin. Your suffering is my joy. Love you too, Johnny.
Until Andy Dalton, goes and does what he always does, which is just be a ginger nerd and go and play really well in the regular season, then lose in the first round.
Typical.
Yeah, John, I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, and Kevin, I want to apologize to you again because after reading Danielle McCartan's tweet about 10 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago, I was so heated. I was like, you know what? Again, I'm sorry.
Fortunately, I wasn't heated at that one, but I can understand why a lot of people might be.
Well, hold on. See, before we get to the baseball stuff, Carl, you said you had some NHL news.
Yeah, I got some NHL news, and it's kind of, some of it is a shocker. 3 more Vancouver Canucks games have been postponed due to COVID protocols. Yes, Mr. Steven.
No. They're actually doing something right. Continue.
Right.
Continue, please, sir.
So 3 members of the team have been placed in protocol, and the team will not play for at least a week because of the players. So the games have been postponed until the 8th. It's a total of 4 games, actually, because they previously announced the postponement last night against Calgary Flames. So they were scheduled to play Edmonton Oilers, Winnipeg. 1 game for Edmonton, the Oilers, 2 games against the Jets for Sunday and Tuesday that have been postponed. The makeups have not been done yet. They have not announced when they will do that. Now, this is an interesting one. Colorado Avalanche's Nathan McKinnon gets a misconduct penalty, $5,000 fine for throwing a helmet at the Arizona Cardinals. Wow. Coyotes.
Wow. You blew it.
Yeah.
You had one job.
So this was during the late third period. The guy threw his own helmet at the opposing player. Unfortunately, the Cavs won 9-3, but it was a battle in the corner in the Coyote zone. Basically, McKinnon threw Garland to the ice and ripped off his helmet.
Yeah.
So he got a 10-minute misconduct and then got fined. The maximum fine allowed under the league's collective bargaining for $5,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct. And finally, Montreal Canadiens return from COVID-19 pause with authority in shutout win over the Oilers.
Nice.
And that's the only news I have for that.
Okay.
I just watched the second Pittsburgh goal, and oh my God, I think I might just eviscerate this team. I got it.
Kevin.
No. You go all the way from your own defensive zone, go up the ice all the way, and then to have one of the Bruins defensemen just go like, "Oh, hey, I need to go and stop him. Let me throw my stick in the way." Like a fucking dweeb.
Holy crap!
Okay, so right now Tuukka Rask is hurt. He's dealing with something with his back. We don't know what happened, if he strained something, or if he's just pulling a Tuukka now. So our current goalies at the moment are Yaroslav Halak, who's a decent goalie. I've always respected him, liked him. And a guy by the name of Vladar. I believe his first name is Dan. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. And I'm a
What
little
was his first name?
Vladar. Vladar.
Vladar. His first name is Dan.
Yeah, let me double check that.
Oh,
So that way.
That sounds like sounds like his parents were a little confused and said, "Oh, let's call him Dan."
Yes.
Daniel Vladar is a Czech professional hockey goaltender currently for the Boston Bruins.
Hello, Ballard.
He was
So,
taken in the third round in the 2015 draft.
yep. So, of course, there is somebody who is incredibly popular in pop culture. That has a similar spelling. Just get rid of the L and change the second A to an E.
Yeah.
And I'm going to screen share real quick. You have this. And the caption for this picture was Boston Bruins goaltender Dan Vladar thinking about having to have the Bruins D in front of him. Again, you go and pick those three players and they're absolute trash, and you could have had Mark Barzal, and you could have actually fielded a proper team. You could have actually tried to go and trade for people. They just need to go and fire Don Sweeney and Cam Neely. There, I said it.
So I guess it's
I
safe
have been
to say
trying-
you don't want to see anybody from the Boston Bruins on the show.
And it's safe to say, folks, do not piss off a fellow Boston fan of the Bruins.
No, especially one where, I've had my fair share of heartbreaks as a Boston sports fan. That always seems to happen. Another thing that always just seems to happen with Boston sports fans is apparently we have to go and watch our teams play down to the opponent. So, let's make an example. The Boston Bruins. They could go and play the Tampa Bay Lightning, and in recent years have not fared well. But let's say they play excellent. They're awesome. They're like, oh my God, they're toe to toe with Stamkos and Nikita Khrushchev. Just oh my God, these guys are fantastic. And then they go and play a Buffalo Sabres, and we have to go and mount a fucking comeback.
But tell us how you really feel.
Or you play the Devils and you can't go and score 5-on-5.
Kev.
Or you play the Devils and you just can't score at all. And that's without the refs having an
I'm
issue.
really going to get him going.
Oh, no.
Carlo is out with an upper body injury.
Oh, well, he was the one that got crunched a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I knew that he was going to be out long term.
No, he got hit tonight and is out.
That's just shit luck. That's not going to set me off. That's just shit luck. Oh,
wow.
There's my whiskey.
Well, I think we have our own whiskey man on the show. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary, from the Bearded Trio for the inspiration on that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on as Kevin tries to compose himself without throwing anything in his room.
Oh.
I don't want to throw anything.
I
in
want
my
to throw
room.
something right now.
That
Oh,
will
believe me,
cause so
believe me.
many issues.
Believe me, I have a few things lined up that there's be some things getting chucked.
Thank you, Danielle, for inspiring me and John to want to lose our shit right now. Oh,
No. Well, hold on, Steven. Are we going to lose our shit over the baseball thing or the Brooklyn Nets?
Well, no,
How do we-
As
Well,
the
no,
little
it-
girl
You
in
have
that
been
taco shell
plotting
commercial
this
says,
Brooklyn Nets
wow.
thing for a while there, Mr. Steven.
yeah, but the simple fact that you got the idiotic Mets that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, no. Hold on.
Hang on. We need to go with that one first then. That one needs to be first because we need to go and correct a couple of things with this one.
It's not the Mets who are fucking up here. It's Major League Baseball who are fucking up here. Let me
And the
pull up the
Nationals.
tweet. Yeah, but it's still Major League Baseball. Let me pull up the tweet here from Danielle McCartan, friend of the show, who basically turned around. Well, she retweeted Bob Nightingale, who, as you mentioned earlier, the entire Nats team is now in self-quarantine and with 3 and possibly 4 players testing positive. So Danielle turns around and says, this is a bad precedent to set. Forfeit the games or play with your taxi squad players. We've been living like this for over a year, no excuses. NBA allows teams to play with a minimum of 8 players. No need to punish the Mets in what figures to be a 162-game season plus the postseason. I'm sorry here.
The Nationals have 4 COVID-19 possible, 3 confirmed, 1 possible COVID-19 more case being with this team. So that would be 4 players.
One bottle has been thrown. One bottle has been thrown.
You know what?
The glasses have come off, folks.
Oh,
The glasses
shit.
have come off.
You know what?
There goes the shoe.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a blind guy rant with Steve.
A
Flip
Bill
it
Sweats
around.
rant, a blind guy rant, and
Yeah.
a Dave LaGreca impersonation.
Hold on, Steven, let me take this one first.
Go ahead, bat lead, because I am.
What I'm failing to comprehend here,
Jesus.
what I'm failing to understand here with Major League Baseball right now, what the fuck are you guys doing? Get your head out of your asses. Realize, as Carl now gets his entertainment food ready to go for this. Because
Everybody goes for popcorn. I go for cheese balls.
well, you found your balls there, buddy. But what I don't understand is this. How come does baseball not understand the fact you have 162 games? Right now, the Mets opening day, because this whole National Series now is going to be gone more than likely. Mets opening day now won't be till Monday when they head to Philly. So now where are the Mets expecting them to make up these 4 games? What I don't
This is ridiculous on so many levels.
and like Danielle said in her tweet, and I agree with her 100%. It's not like this fucking pandemic started last week, last month, or yesterday. We've been in this shit now for
I
almost
dropped one.
a year. Oh, you dropped your balls?
Mm-hmm.
The simple fact that the MLB is being greedy as shit with this. This is ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
Here goes another bottle.
No, that was a pen.
Bottle, a shoe, a pen.
Whatever. You know what?
Bottle pen,
MLB
keyboard, your sister's ass.
The simple fact, MLB, get your shit together. There is people's lives possibly at risk. Hell, these players could come around a 80-year-old person or a person that has a screwed up immune system, and they have COVID. What do you think this is, an arcade game playing Pokemon or playing Pac-Man? Come on!
No,
Give me a
what I
break.
don't understand here.
This is not kindergarten bullshit. This is reality.
Now? What did you just throw now, John?
A bottle.
2 bottles.
What I'm failing to understand here.
Not
Why?
popping bottles tonight. We're throwing them.
Well, no, actually, it was a shoe, a bottle, a pen, and a pair of glasses.
And your sister's
Why?
ass.
Oh, jeez.
This is what I don't understand about Major League Baseball right now. You're going to punish the Mets because guys from the Nationals came down with COVID?
Yeah, I'd like to go add to that, John. It like we've been doing this for over a year now. You know, like I'd love to go and hear how things happened. Like, you know, is it something that, you know, it's an unfortunate mistake, or is it something where one of the Nats players was stupid?
No. It's Steve. Wow. Wait a minute. It's not even that. Players should. There's this whole thing going on right now with the whole vaccine thing. And some people aren't eligible for it. I'm sorry. Major League Baseball players should have been one of the first group of people to get the damn thing already.
And I'll add this as well. When you look at this, if this was the New York Yankees, the precious Yankees.
Something else was thrown. And on the note about the vaccine, John, I am a school custodian as my day job. Apart from one, as my what job?
Your shoot job.
So as my shoot job, this is my work shoot job here.
Yeah.
So my shoot job, I'm a daytime custodian at a elementary school up where I live. And when we closed down last March, I was still there working. We were told to go into each classroom, go and clean it top to bottom, go and fog it with a Mr. Fogger that essentially just coats it with sanitizing agent. And then close the door, put a sign on that says cleaned date, who cleaned it, and then walk away. And then we were told that because we were not technically included as a part of the state's essential workers, we were told go home for 2 weeks, possibly longer. And then they brought us back after a week when they realized that, you know, well, it actually would probably be more beneficial to have them there. So apart from 1 week, I've been at my school the entire time. And yet I had to go and wait for the vaccine. So this is more of a personal gripe, but no Major League Baseball player, NHL player, basketball, football, I should be the one to go and get it. Just because you go and play a child's game for millions of dollars doesn't mean you get to get the vaccine before me.
Well, here's the thing also. If somebody in Major League Baseball had a brain up in their heads there.
Well, Manfred's in charge, so, you know, good luck.
Then what they could have done is had some of the vaccine sent to the Major League Baseball teams. There's that logic again that seems to not want to exist any fucking more.
Why are we punishing a baseball team?
Because
I can answer that.
Carl, go.
So, real quick, this is the interesting part, all right? In the 6 weeks that they had spring training, not one player tested positive.
Yeah.
They boarded the fucking flight from Florida home on Monday. They got the test results yesterday. Max Scherzer was not on that flight because he took another flight with his family. But here is the kicker, okay? This is the health and safety protocols for 2021. Any player who has tested positive will be required to isolate for a minimum of 10 days, receive appropriate care and monitoring from the club medical staff, and be cleared by baseball's joint COVID-19 committee and the individual's team's physician after a mandatory cardiac evaluation and a determination that the individual no longer presents a risk of infections to others. Interesting.
Wow.
Does not say anything about postponing a fucking game.
But here's what I'm failing to understand, though. Which means now they're not playing tonight, Mets and Nationals. They're not playing because it's weird how they do it with the Mets. Some years they'll play Thursday, off Friday, and then play the weekend.
Right.
They're not playing Saturday. They're not playing Sunday. Like I said before we went on tonight, the Mets, or I said it beforehand, the Mets official opening day game, I guess you can call it, would be Monday when they go to Philly. Now, if you go based off what Carl just said about that, it's 10 days that you have to be in protocol for.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me pull up what the national schedule is coming up, because this is where this shit can get really.
So
they got
here it is, real quick. One of the guys that tested positive had a fever. The other ones have not displayed any COVID-19 symptoms.
okay. Here's how it's playing out right now. They're home right now. The Nationals are home for the Mets. Would have been tonight, Saturday, Sunday. Then they're home to Atlanta Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're off Thursday, and then they have a 6-game road trip, 3 in Los Angeles and 3 in St. Louis. So you mean to tell me that there's a chance the Nationals may not have their first official game till they head out to LA next Friday?
Yep.
So then what? Okay, so I go back to what I said before. How the hell are they going to make up the fact that you got 3 games with the Mets, you got 3 games with Atlanta? If this was like, if the Nationals were opening the season up against Arizona and Detroit, okay, that's one thing. But this is divisional rivals here. Go back to 2 weeks ago when we talked about, or last week when we talked about the NL East, and we said you can't lose games when it comes to this division.
Right.
You're the Nationals, you're
Mhm.
essentially going to lose 6 games right here
Right.
Yeah.
because of this crap.
Now, let me ask you this. When did they inform the Mets?
Mm.
Yeah.
Because the Mets were actually practicing this morning in the ballpark.
Interesting.
Basically, I'll put it to this way.
The next game that's going to be played is Saturday at 4:05.
That's slim.
That's right. But that's when the next game was scheduled.
Yeah, that's going to be very slim. And Steven asked me this before we went live tonight. He said, "Am I more a Met fan or a Yankee fan?" And I'll say it right here, right now on YouTube.
More of a Met fan or what?
A Yankee fan. I'm somebody, I don't have interest in one team or another. Wow, does that make me more look quicker then? Because I'm
No, you're a Tommy Dreamer boy.
Tommy.
But my
She's
point,
greater.
What's that?
She's greater.
my point is this.
My God.
Why, if this was any other team, would Major League Baseball be pulling the same shit right now?
Oh, well, that brings it back to my thing that I said earlier, with the Patriots, everybody's like, oh, of course, the Patriots and the refs sitting in a tree, KISSIN, fuck off. If it was the Yankees, it'd be a different situation. It really would. Like,
Oh, God.
I'm not a fan of this because, again, it's like you're punishing a team that had 0.0 to do with this. Why would you go and do that? Like, and especially with the Mets Nationals, it was Jacob deGrom versus Max Scherzer. I was so excited to have that on my TV as we were doing this show to see if Scherzer would just, beat up on the Mets so I can make fun of John.
Okay.
You can't do that now.
No. Here's the interesting thing.
Carl?
No, finish that conversation.
No, go ahead.
So this one is an interesting one out of the Dodgers, okay? Base running blunder nullifies home run by Los Angeles Dodgers, Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Mm-hmm. He passed Justin Turner on the bases, and instead of it being a 2-run home run, it turned out to be an RBI single.
And they
he was also
called
called
him out.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
That is a
That's what you call a dumb moment.
When
That
the
is
hell
definitely
did we extend that rule? Make that rule. Come on.
That's been a rule forever.
Oh, geez. Well, it's a dumb. It's whatever. It's a dumb move.
Okay. We're going to play a little game right now. Get everybody's mood back to being positive before Steve.
Wait. Okay. Question. Do you want me to go? Or do you want me to go? Or do you want to save me for later? As far as what
Regarding Brooklyn?
Yes.
Let's save that till after we take care of
Okay,
this.
perfect. That way I can compose myself. Perfect.
Because I also have some shit to say about Brooklyn as a Knicks fan. Because
Okay.
I think they're a bunch of
Perfect. Okay.
okay. Forbes.com recently released the MLB team valuations for this upcoming season.
Okay.
Now, I was going to do top 10, but you know what? Let's do the top 5. Can you guys take a guess who makes up the top 5?
Yankees.
Teams, and Yankees are number 1.
Yankees,
5.25.
Cowboys.
The
No,
Dodgers.
just baseball.
This is just baseball.
Just baseball.
Yankees, Red Sox
Dodgers.
are probably up there. The Dodgers
Red Sox are
definitely up there.
3. Dodgers are 2.
Braves.
No, Braves
Cardinals?
are. Hold on. The Braves. Let me see. The Braves are number 11 at
Okay.
1.875.
That's surprising.
Okay.
So far we have the Yankees and the Dodgers.
And then you got the Red Sox.
The Red Sox.
And the
at
Red
number
Sox, yeah,
3.
top 3.
Somebody had mentioned Cardinals. I think that might have been Steven.
Yep. that was-
Cardinals are number 7.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
I'm scared to ask where the Cubs are at.
Cubs,
Yeah,
number
Cubs.
4.
They're 4. Okay,
What?
so now we got to get 5.
Okay.
I'll tell you this one. Number 5, nobody
Ooh,
will see this coming. Even Steven.
Even me.
Tampa Bay.
No, hold on. One at a time.
How many fingers?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. No, they are 29th.
Minnesota.
Minnesota is 19th.
The Astros.
Astros are 12th.
The Philadelphia Phillies.
The Phillies are
Dead last.
number 8.
How about the Blue Jays?
Toronto Blue Jays 15th.
Yeah, great. We'll just keep naming all the teams. Perfect.
Baltimore?
Baltimore is 18th.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is 22nd. Are we
Seattle.
just going to sit here and name every baseball
Yes,
team?
yes.
Yeah.
We are going to sit here and name every baseball team. Seattle.
Hold on. I'm kind of slow.
Yeah, we know that.
Seattle's 16th.
Tampa
San
Bay.
Francisco.
Hold on,
I already
Tampa
said
Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay was 29th.
29.
Who said
San Francisco. San
San
Francisco.
Francisco, number 5.
They're the 5.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
see, when you went and said like nobody would guess it, clearly you were right. Nobody would guess
Correct.
it right the first time. But I also was thinking like, oh, it's somebody that we wouldn't expect to be up there. So that's why I'm thinking Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, or Seattle, because I don't expect them to be
Okay.
up in the top 5. But
Okay.
San Francisco, I do.
Since we got some of them, let's see if you guys can get the rest of it. Let's do the top, finish up the top 10.
You're an ass.
Why? Hey, why am I an ass?
We're the Indians.
Cleveland Indians are
Not even on the list.
25th.
Oh,
They come in at 1.16
close enough.
million.
So
I think-
did we already say who was number 8? I feel like we already
Yes,
said
We're
number
the
Yeah.
Montreal Expos.
Hold on. The ones we got,
Mm.
Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, Cubs, Giants. Those are the top 5. Did anybody say St. Louis?
Yeah,
Yes.
so Steven
Yeah,
said St. Louis.
St. Louis was
Okay.
7. Philly was 8. All I'm looking for right now is number 6, 9,
and 10.
and 10.
White Sox.
Nope. The White Sox are 14th.
Wow.
Fuck this list then.
Wow.
I'm kind of surprised at that one. Oakland.
Oakland is 26th.
All right, I'm going to take a long shot on this. Where are the Mets?
New York Mets come in at number 6.
Okay.
What?
Ah!
It's New York.
$2.45 million.
It's
Oh.
Carl, it's New York. I mean, it's expected for them to be in the top 10.
Okay, so now just 9 and 10.
No.
What about the Nationals?
Number 10,
Okay.
1.925 million.
About the Angels.
Number 9,
Wow.
Oh.
2.02. Here's where this list gets interesting now.
Who's
There
number
was
30?
That's what I was about to get to.
Okay.
Miami Marlins are below 1 million.
Say what?
Yes. According to Forbes, they come in at 990.
Oh, would have been so much better than for 999.
Over
Nine,
under
nine,
a
nine.
million. Do you mean under $1 billion? Because
Under
I
a
don't
million.
under $1 million.
Yeah.
Under $1 million
Wow.
got like what the team is worth.
Yeah, what the team is valued as.
How
There's
about the
no
Montreal
way-
Expos? Where are they at?
There's no way that the Yankees are
Bruins
only
just
worth
scored.
$2 million.
Bruins actually scored.
Yes.
Yankees are actually worth 5.25 million.
That should hang on. That should be billion with a B, not million.
Okay, you want me to send you you want me to text you the link?
Yes.
Okay,
Unless I can go and find it.
give me a second. Yes, folks, live radio here. This is what happens.
This is radio.
Oh, there you go. Oh, nose face killer with the goal. Top shelf, where mama keeps the peanut butter and daddy hides the porno. Let's go. I'm in rare form tonight.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Kevin is in rare form, ladies and gentlemen.
Might be
Kevin,
to do with the, behind me and all that, but yes.
Kevin, check the group text.
Oh my.
I just put the link in there.
Yeah, hang on, let me check. I might have misheard what you. Oh, okay. So this one.
Hawks are down 2-0. Gets the Hurricanes.
Hold on. Yeah.
990,000.
John.
Wow.
Yes.
So the value is in millions.
That's
So
what I
you are
said.
correct. However, it's in the number one, the New York Yankees. It's not 5.25, it's $5,250 million, which would be $5,250 million.
Like, what do you want? Okay.
So they shouldn't have gone to listed it this way because, okay, so I just clicked it on my computer and they have it listed in billions. So I don't know what's happening between the mobile app or mobile site and the computer website. Again, Alien at Area 51. Fucking get it
Oh,
together.
Forbes.com mobile, you're drunk.
Get it together.
So 5.25 billion for the Yankees. Wow, I am.
Yes.
I'm still
Red
surprised.
Sox is 3.465 billion.
I'm still surprised that the Miami Marlins are below $1 billion.
Wow.
990,000. That's terrible.
990 million, Stephen.
Million. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
where the
good.
confusion was because they did 1,000 million, which is another way to say $1 billion. Numbers are weird. Math is hard.
Yeah, that's why I was terrible with geometry and math in school. But anyways,
The only thing I remember about my geometry class was starting a band called Rhombus, where all we did was put our hands together like this and just go rhombus. That was about it.
My only thing with geometry, my only thing with geometry class was I always used to say, "Gee, I'm a tree."
no, never mind.
Yeah, that's a good.
Nothing.
If you ask the guy,
John.
if you ask the guy from Brooklyn what 3 times 3 or show 9 without using any numbers, he'll draw 3 trees on a piece of paper and go 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9.
All right. You want to hear something interesting real quick?
Oh.
On the Forbes thing, I was able to, you can click on each team. All right.
Yes.
So the Steinbrenner family bought this in 1973.
Mhm.
They paid $8.8 million back in 73.
Okay.
The revenue is $108 million. The operating income is a negative $190 million.
Holy crap.
Debt/value percentage is 0%. Okay. Player expenses. This is the kicker. $122 million.
George Steinbrenner would be rolling over in his grave right now.
Mhm.
Yes.
Revenue per fan is $3.
Jeez.
The wins to player cost ratio is 70. And this
So
is based on March 21 figures.
I just clicked on the Red Sox one.
That's an interesting one too.
Yeah, price paid 380 million, revenue 152 million, operating income of negative 70, debt value is 0%, player expenses 95 million, wins to player cost ratio of 53, revenue per fan $15. Pittsburgh scored a goal. God fucking damn it.
Hold on. Hold on.
Kevin is about to go into a damn breakdown here.
Okay, the Mets is the good one. So
I'm sorry, but Kevin's having a mental breakdown at this point in time.
Oh,
the Mets
I can't
team
even be
value
mad at that one.
is $2.45 billion.
Mhm.
Steve Cohen just bought it
$2
last year
Yep.
for $2.4 billion.
Yeah.
Revenue is $107 million. Operating income negative $125 million. Debt/value is at 18%. Player expenses $96 million.
Okay.
Wins to player cost ratio is 57. Revenues per fan $3.
What? Wow.
Well, the Red Sox one, I didn't go and say it because I got a little distracted there. So the revenue per fan for the Red Sox is $15. And I can absolutely see that since, you go and get, if you go to Fenway, been there multiple times. You get a 12-ounce beer, costs like $8.50. You can only get that same 12-ounce beer at a bar for like $4.
John, you had something to say?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if something that I just read on Facebook is true or if it's somebody really playing a bad hoax.
If it's
What?
on Facebook, it must be true.
It's April Fool's Day. I even took the I'm surprised we didn't go and touch upon this. The Francisco Lindor news this morning. I even took that with a grain of salt until I saw multiple people reporting the same thing.
It's true.
I know. Come on, Tom Brady reported that he's reviving.
He's bringing back the Expos.
He's going to be the first player, coach, and owner.
That's the Expos are going to shoot the number one, man. Once Tom Brady gets a hold of him.
What are you reading there, bud?
I sent it. I don't want to say it out loud just in case it's not true, but I sent it in the group text.
Okay.
I don't want to say it out loud just in case.
You have a
it's not
group
true.
text?
Hold on.
Me.
Ezra, we'll figure out a way to add.
Yeah, add Ezra to it.
Yeah, we'll add you to it. But
Graduated, yes.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out if it's true or not.
Okay. Hang on.
Hang on.
Looking it up currently.
Give me a second.
Here?
There's nobody who's reporting it, so that's why I'm
Let me see.
a tad bit confused.
Well, it's
Absolutely,
easy for you.
man.
Hang on. Let me.
Because but while they find that, Steven, you want to do your NBA stuff before we wrap up the show for tonight?
Wait a minute. I thought you also wanted to get to some other stuff as far as MLB goes as well.
Well, we can get to quickly as Kevin kind of touched on it before. Francisco Lindor did signed an extension with the Mets. It'll be a 10-year deal worth $341 million. However, this deal doesn't get started till 2022. But here's the
Yeah,
catch.
this is an extension on his current deal.
Here's the catch, though. Lindor's deal will be done before the Mets stop paying Bobby Bonilla.
Mhm.
But
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day,
yep, July 1st. But
which
But
I
yeah.
believe will be a show.
yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
it will.
Maybe if I can somehow pull Bobby Bonilla, if you're listening to us, or anybody has any contact with him, We'd love to have him on the show for that day. But anything else you guys want to get to with baseball before we get to basketball and wrap up the show for tonight?
Yeah, I want to talk. There was unfortunately an injury to a big player on the Minnesota Twins side. Josh Donaldson suffered appears to be a very not a serious injury at all. It says they're going to use their scheduled day off here on Friday to get Donaldson some treatment and evaluate his condition and decide further on a course of action.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's getting injured day one of the season.
Yeah, from what it's reported, it's a little bit of some hamstring tightness. Well, they're going to evaluate to see if there was any extensive damage done, possibly, if there was something that may have torn.
All right. If there's nothing else, anybody else
you know what? You know what? Since it is opening day, I want to ask you guys this: who do you guys think is going to go to the World Series this year?
Oof. I heard you made that mention in the intro.
But the way games going, the Bruins ain't going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Who's Bravo?
Okay, as far as the World Series,
no, Ezra, Montreal Expos cannot make it to the World Series.
It's not going to be any of the Chicago teams because both those teams suck ass.
And it won't be Boston either because
I know they suck ass. After
Yankees
Nathan, the people in Discord earlier today going like, "Oh, well, here are their pitchers." Yeah, okay, you have Nathan Eovaldi who's goal, but how the fuck does Eduardo Rodriguez, after 3 spring training outings, have dead arm? Dead arm.
Jeez, Kevin, you sure you're okay there?
No.
well, not with his Bruins going down 3-1 right now.
Oh, it's been a long week. Oh.
But to be honest, I think it's got to be. I'm thinking it's gonna be one of your New York teams there, Johnny boy.
Going to the World Series, Toronto,
Atlanta Braves.
Toronto, very interesting.
So
that's who I picked last week, and I'm sticking with it.
I picked the Atlanta Braves to win the World Series, and I've always kind of had a fondness for them. So it's like, yep, let's go.
See, Doc Stinson, there are 2 fans of the Atlanta Braves.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Red Sox. You know, just like, you know, the discussion on Busted Open with Tommy Dreamer about being a fan of teams. Like, yeah, there was a point where I was a fan of the Packers. There was a point where I was a fan of the Blackhawks and the Nashville Predators. But I think it's more I have a great appreciation for those teams, but I'm a fan of Pats, Sox, Celtics, Bruins, and Revolution, even though soccer's not really that big up here.
Yeah.
Oh man, like it's so hard for me to predict any of these, teams and stuff. Like
I think it's either going to be the Yankees or the Mets, or I'm going to go or Toronto, like Carl said, because I think any of those teams have a very viable chance to make it that far. But we'll see. Just gonna see how the season plays out.
All right,
I'll tell you my prediction right now.
Boston's currently
wait,
got an
hold
empty net.
on. Our guest has arrived
whoa!
Oh crap!
live from Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, really?
Hijacker Mike is here.
What's up, brothers?
What's
What's
up,
up?
What's up?
bro?
What's going on?
It's going to make my heart happy.
Damn, it's exciting to hear.
What's up, brother?
Check it out.
Oh,
Fans.
that's a great line. I love it.
It's like that getting in the Coliseum right now, y'all.
Oh, geez.
Wow, brother, that is awesome, dude. Man, and
Yeah,
great again. Great job on the video, man.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Got you, man.
You knock it out of the park every week.
Grand slam,
Right
baby.
on, brothers. Right on. Well, how much longer you guys on the show?
We're still kicking.
We're still
as long as we
kicking.
want to.
All right, man. Well, once I get inside, if I can get a call y'all back, I'll get y'all inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, awesome.
All right,
Absolutely,
man.
brother.
Absolutely.
Once again, this is what we got. Oakland Coliseum, opening day 2021.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's go.
Awesome.
Awesome, my man.
All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, brother.
I'll catch up with y'all in a little bit.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, man.
Peace out.
Later.
Peace.
Wow. Live on the air.
I thought that would brighten up everybody's night.
Especially Kevin's.
No.
Damn it!
Empty net goal. Empty net goal for Pittsburgh. Oh my God. Done. I'm done.
Kevin,
Because look,
Kevin,
one of
Kevin.
my favorite. Hang on. One
You
of my
okay?
favorite videos to go and watch are the highlights of video of the. So favorite videos to go and
You
watch.
want some?
I don't need any balls. I'm good. I have two. I'm happy. So
Guys only got one.
Hey.
So, one of my favorite videos to go and watch are sports fans who are as passionate or more passionate than myself or all of us, who break their TVs. Like I think I posted in our Discord server the other day, the Pittsburgh fan who was going to hang himself in the bathroom.
Yep.
Don't ask me to do dishes. Nothing. Those are my favorite videos to watch.
What the fuck?
If I have this game on any longer, I'm going to have one.
Kevin.
Turn the
I'm
TV
back.
off.
Done.
I'm done.
Done.
Kevin.
Go back to baseball.
Put
Kevin,
it on ESPN.
real quick, you're talking about fan reaction videos. I
Yes.
love those reactions because, dude, when Seattle played New England in the Super Bowl 6 years ago, the poor Seattle fans were crying and they were pissed. They were like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like,
All right. So one of my favorites that I've ever gone and watched was
Yeah.
I'm going to take you all the way back to 2013. It's Game 7, the first round of the Stanley Cup Finals. Not for finals, Stanley Cup playoffs. It's Toronto. It's Boston. It is same year the Chicago Blackhawks won. Same year the Bruins went all the way
Correct.
to the Cup final.
correct.
So it's Game 7. Toronto's up 4-1, and this is almost going to feel like a monkey off the back moment because Toronto can beat the Boston Bruins in Boston and move on to the second round. They hadn't done that in a while. So down 4-1. I was working that night. I went and shut the game off as I'm like, I can't handle this. I need to just focus on my work and
Right.
go home and commiserate. And by commiserate, I mean take my bottle and just like open it and go. So all of a sudden, I go and check the score, and it's 4-4 at the end of regulation. So I'm like, oh shit, I missed something here.
Mhm.
And that was the game where they mounted a hell of a comeback. They won the game 5-4 in overtime, go on to the second round, and then eventually won the Stanley Cup final. So the video of the fan reaction, it showed all Toronto fans in a room watching, and
Yeah.
they're seeing each goal, and then they're seeing the Boston goals. And when it was 4-2, garbage goal, yeah, whatever, it's okay, not a big deal. We're still up 4-2, let's go. But then 4-3, and they're like, okay. And then it tied the game up, and they're like, and then when the Bruins won, every single face was like, oh, they weren't screaming, they weren't yelling, they just had my favorite look of all, the look of just,
Kevin,
just sadness,
I'll
just
counter-
absolute dejection, and I love it.
dude.
Almost like
Toronto.
the Miz girl.
Yes. It
Yes.
was like the Miz girl. There were no tears, but it was like the Miz girl where they're just like, you've got to be kidding me. This
Right.
happened.
I freaking loved when Golden State and
And
Cleveland,
game is over.
when Cleveland and Golden State had their crazy NBA finals 5 years ago in 2016. And when Cleveland scored, or when Kyrie Irving hit that 3-pointer against Stephen Curry, and I was like, yes, they went out by 3. And I'm like, let's go. And then LeBron and them hold him down. LeBron goes for the jam, hits the one free throw to put him up by 4, and then Golden State loses the game. After the game, I was like, I have to check out these fan reaction videos. And there was this one Cleveland fan that was so happy. He was like, yes, we won, we fucking won. And he goes into his pool, jumps into the pool. He's like, yeah, we won. We're the fucking champs, baby. Let's go. go. And then the people were going, oh my God. And then this one girl comes up and she goes, hey, are you guys okay? Yeah, we're the champs, baby. Let's go. I'm like, this is phenomenal. And then I checked out a Golden State video and they were like, yes, let's go. Let's go. Oh, and they're just like, we blew the series. We were up 3-1. We had a chance to win the series. I'm like, yes, you did, and you blew it. And then back to the Seattle and New England game when Russell Wilson throws that hideous interception against Malcolm Butler.
I think I know what you're about to go and say.
Oh my! They're like, Patriot fans were going ape shit. I'm like, yes,
Oh, yeah.
fuck yes, we won. We
Well,
won.
I also remember Richard Sherman's face going like it just this look of disgust, like he
Yes.
just went and saw like
Yes.
the cat in Boondock
And
Saints
then,
get killed.
if I'm not mistaken, if I read it correctly, didn't Marshawn Lynch walk off the field?
Yes.
He walked off the field, but not before he went and looked at Pete Carroll and just smiled at him.
Like, fuck
you
you.
had
Oh
me,
boy!
and
And
you did this.
there was Seattle fans like, okay, they were up, and then like they were cheering. They're like, yeah, let's go! Oh, what a catch by Curse! That was phenomenal. They're driving like, yeah, 1 yard line. Here we go. Oh, what the hell are you doing? Throwing the ball? No. They're just throwing stuff and just going crazy and stuff, and it was hilarious to see Seattle fans acting like that. And then in 2019. In that season, to the Super Bowl of 2020, with Kansas City and Kansas City and San Francisco.
Yep.
San Francisco fans were jumping out the freaking roofs. They were like, "Oh yeah, baby, we're gonna beat Kansas City." And I know I'm a San Francisco fan, but I'm gonna be honest with you. In my heart of hearts, I was pulling for Kansas City. Why? Because of Richard Sherman. I can't stand Richard Sherman. He's a braggadocious, egotistical asshole. And the guy thinks that he's all that.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Because the guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Blind Rage.
Yeah. This is not a blind guy rant just yet, ladies and gentlemen. This is me.
Give it time.
Given time, yeah. Fixing to happen probably. And Richard Sherman got what he deserved. He got roasted, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Richard Sherman got barbecued like Kansas City does their barbecue so damn good by Sammy Watkins 38 yards later. Kaboom! There's the earth-shattering move that the Niners did not want to face. And Kansas City.
Our guest is back.
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
Bring him in.
Wow.
Folks, this is awesome.
This is awesome.
All right. You guys still on?
Yeah,
Yes,
brother,
we are,
brother. Yeah, we are.
All right. I am inside the Coliseum now.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Inside there, it looks awesome, man.
Now, are they selling food?
They're selling food, but you got to order it, and they'll either bring it to you or you can mobile pick up.
Okay.
Cool.
Wow, this is freaking awesome.
Let's see here. Take a quick peek here.
Let's see how the pods look.
There's part of the field. I'm going to keep rolling here.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels like there's 40,000 people here the way it took to get in, but it's not that many people here, really.
Right.
Yeah, we're just looping around. We just came through the bar. Now we're over here getting ready to come out of the Shy Park Tavern area. As soon as I get outside, I'll show you guys the field here in a second.
Okay.
Cool.
Why don't you stay right on with us?
Yeah, you can say on. Wow.
Yep.
This is freaking awesome.
Yep. First time at the Coliseum in a year and a half.
Damn, dude, where the hell you sit?
We're out in the bleachers right now. We normally sit on the third base side, but since things have changed, we had to get what we can get.
Now, Hijacker, is that for this game specifically, or is it for the whole season?
As of right now, it's for the start of the season. But things can change, you know, with COVID and the regulations and stuff as we get along.
Well, let me ask you this. How is the COVID situation out there by you?
COVID has gone down. It's getting better. You don't hear it as much on the news. You don't hear it as much on the news and stuff. So it's hopefully getting better, but I hope we don't get hit with another surge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it seems like a positive reaction out there right now, man. It seems like everybody's just excited to get back out there and be able to watch a baseball game. I can tell from even just from this video that the energy out there seems like everybody's just excited.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're getting ready to go downstairs here in a minute. There's the tree house for the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I think it's this one because these are the ones that get us down the seats. All right, we're about to go downstairs. All right. Here we go. Here's the field.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Beautiful.
Nice seating, though.
Wow.
They're announcing Houston right now, and you can hear the boos.
Oh, this is going to be so fun this year.
Yes.
Houston Astros locked out.
I need to get back to a Cubs game as soon as possible, man.
I got to
Or
get up
White
to
Sox.
Fenway.
Fenway.
Or this, or White Sox game. I need to get back to Guaranteed Rate, brother.
Carl, did we say we need to get back to Fenway at the same time?
Yes.
Yep.
Dude, that'll be awesome.
Yep. Exactly.
We're almost to the seats now.
They're going to the Mets.
Hey, I'd rather go to a Mets game than a damn Yankees. Price is cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, price is cheaper because they know by game number 5 it's over.
Hey.
What an asshole. Are you that bitter that your Bruins
My
lost?
man, what's up?
I'm just a bitter person today.
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Just glad to be back at the ballpark. A year and a half. Here it is, y'all.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That is awesome, man.
Holy shit.
Baseball's back, guys.
Fucking A, dude. That's awesome.
Wow.
Fireworks.
Sweet.
Nice.
Wow, this is like.
Well, how many fans are they allowing in by you?
What number is your seat? 13? Yeah, then we're over here. Yeah, there's Brian right there. Yeah, man. Now, what were you saying, man?
So how many fans are they allowing into the stadium at a time?
There's about 10,000 here. What up, brother? There's my homie, Brian. We're at the game. You're
What's
live on
up,
the
Brian?
sports show, brother.
Yeah, we're here in Oakland. Let's go.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. All right, y'all. I hope y'all
Oh, the
enjoyed it, man.
fireworks,
But
nice.
that's it right there, man. The Coliseum, y'all.
Awesome,
Me and the
dude.
homie
Awesome,
Brian are back
Hijacker.
out in the game.
Where we belong.
We're here.
Wow, this is.
Hijacker signing off, y'all.
Love,
All right, brother. Enjoy
Brother.
the game.
For the
Hey,
game.
my brother.
love you, brother.
Peace.
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 That's awesome.
That
What?
was cool.
Freaking.
You know what's
awesome.
funny?
That composed me.
I'm glad we're doing the show right now.
Oh, hell
With
yeah.
everything coming back.
Barry, yeah, did you see his beard?
Yeah, his beard was dyed Oakland A's colors.
Exactly.
And by the way,
That is sick.
watching the Oakland A's stuff while he was talking, I'm now in the process of getting the MLB TV thing for my phone so I can watch all the games.
I have the app now because I am a T-Mobile customer, being a former Sprint customer.
Same
So
here,
I get
dude.
it for free. It is
Absolutely.
fantastic.
But wow.
All right, guys. Guys, that was awesome. First of all, thank you to Hijacker for coming live to us from the Coliseum. That was amazing. Some great shots in the stadium, great shots in the field during the opening fireworks, the introduction of Houston. So that was great. Now, though, we got one more thing to close out the show.
Yes, we do.
And that would be a famous blind guy rant from our one and only Stephen Wyand. Take it away, my brother.
Well, Ezra, I appreciate the introduction, but man, you thought last week I was going crazy. Well, I think this week I need to go crazy yet again because.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Zip it, Thanos.
This is a blind guy rant.
Hold on.
Oh, crap.
Oh, Hijacker's back.
Hey, I almost forgot. Most important right here. The wife.
Ah,
Hi.
how you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's the most important thing to you.
All right,
What's up?
Josh.
What's up?
It's getting loud out here. I just wanted to introduce the wife because I forgot to when we first logged off. But we'll catch up with y'all guys.
Catch up with you too, Hijacker. Enjoy the game.
Great rest
Enjoy
of
the game,
show.
brother.
Enjoy it.
All right.
I love it. But what I am not loving
Uh-oh.
is a certain team in Brooklyn, New York. Now, as we all know, Kevin Durant, when he went down with the injury with Golden State in 2019 against the against the Houston Rockets in the semifinals, everybody questioned, will Durant show up in the rest of the playoffs? He did in Game 5 against Toronto. He was scoring the ball tremendously. And then he unfortunately goes down with the injury against Toronto in Game 5. He hit his first 3 out of 5 shots. If I'm not mistaken, it was an Achilles injury, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So at the end of the season, to kind of give us a little bit of a story, Kyrie Irving has a falling out with, unfortunately, our Boston Celtics. Great talent, but the guy clearly didn't want to be there. Okay, whatever. That's fine, I guess. A little salty.
Hard, flat earther.
Exactly. And then Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving signed with the Brooklyn Nets in the offseason of 2019. Kevin Durant did not play a full season of basketball for 2019-2020. Then he comes back and with Brooklyn, and the Kyrie's with Brooklyn, and they seem to be having a pretty good start. And then you thought Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving going to the Brooklyn Nets was a little I guess, whatever. There's a certain player in Houston that used to play for the Houston Rockets. A guy who went to the NBA Finals with the Oklahoma City Thunder in Mr. James Harden. A guy who didn't even reach his potential at that point. He was already a pretty good player by then. He went with the finals with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and lost to the LeBron James-led Miami Heat team in 5 when that series could have gone 6 or 7, but I'm going to compose myself temporarily for now because I could write about that as well. But that's not the focus here today, folks. The focus here is James Harden. He gets traded to Houston after that season. And then years go by. Houston's making the playoffs, whatever. But I won't forget the first time quickly when they made the playoffs that one year against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. The infamous game-winning 3 was spectacular on so many levels. Okay, fast forwarding years later. They faced the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. They're up 3-2. Unfortunately, Chris Paul goes down with the injury. Houston had a chance to win Game 6, but they blew it because they were shooting so many threes. They were making them at first, and then they missed them. And then that Golden State got back in the game, and ta-da! They lost a game. No surprise, Game 7. Game 7 comes. They missed at one point, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 26, 27, 28 threes in a row. I think it was 27 threes in a row. That's a shit ton of threes. If you're not making those shots, well, geez, I don't know. Go to the basket, please. And then, James Harden started to make complaints about he's not happy. So in 2020, when the season started, he kept on complaining even more. And then what does this little knucklehead do? He goes out to the club. Guys, help me out. Was that, if I'm not mistaken, was that club in Atlanta?
Yes.
Kevin, any idea?
Oh, I forget the club, but they supposedly have the best lemon pepper wings.
Oh, well, okay. Whatever city it was, I think it was Atlanta. I'll double.
Yeah, I think I know what one you're talking about. I just can't remember the name.
But either way, James Harden at the start of this season quit on the Houston Rockets and joins Brooklyn. And I'm like, okay, you got your big three. And I hate to use that La Greca term on Busted Open like WWE's been using on their shows. Can they coexist? Well, they haven't been playing consistently together because of injuries and stuff, and because Kevin Durant has to be a fucking knucklehead riding with
Steven, that nightclub is in Houston.
Houston, sorry. Okay. Thank you very much for the clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Thank you, Ezra.
Thank you, Ezra.
Kevin Durant rides with a guy who came down with COVID or was in contact with COVID. So Kevin Durant tested positive and had to sit out several games. So if you think it's bad enough that Brooklyn has these three superstars, which already pisses me off because one guy wants to be a crybaby in James Harden and wants to, things aren't going to go my way. I'm going to make it my way by going to Brooklyn and being with these two guys. Then here's the kicker. A few weeks ago, the news was broken by the NBA. Blake Griffin signed with the Brooklyn Nets. And then if that's not enough, oh, by the way, a former All-Star for the Portland Trail Blazers and a guy who had chances to win rings with the San Antonio Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge, signs with the Brooklyn Nets.
Glasses are off.
Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Brooklyn, you're spending money because you think having these superstars is going to buy you a fucking championship. Well, I'm sorry, Brooklyn. That's not going to buy you a damn thing. If you want to be successful in sports, you have to get chemistry. These three guys, Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, have not played a full fucking season together. You mean to tell me you're going to have a guy in Harden who bitched him on like a damn baby to Houston? Oh, we didn't win. We didn't get the job done. Oh, geez, I wonder why, Mr. Harden, because your team is good at one thing when you were with them with Chris Paul, and the one thing Chris Paul is good just like you are. And Mike D'Antoni, the head coach, choking! Give me a break, you little baby. You go to Brooklyn, you want to play with your buddies? You want to play with your former teammate in Oklahoma City? That's fine. You want to play with a rising point guard and Kyrie Irving, one of the best players in his generation? Fine. But if you want to win with these three superstars, you have to build chemistry with each other and the role players around you. And then, oh, by the way, you're signing these two superstars who haven't done shit in their career. Blake Griffin, I'm looking at you with the teams that you were on with Doc Rivers as your head coach. Love you, Doc, but seriously, you didn't get the job done with Chris Paul, with Blake Griffin, Jordan, and all of those great players, Jamal Crawford, all those guys, and Aldridge with Lillard, and then those years with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Monte Ginobili, Greg Popovich, the great San Antonio Spurs franchise. When nothing goes your way, you think you can join together and coexist like, I don't know, John loves to use this terminology, butt buddies. So they go and they join together, link together, because they think that having a group of superstars can get the job done because you magically appear together as a team. Ta-da! Hey guys, we're going to win a championship in our first year. No, that's not how it works. Because I'm going to give you a little bit of a lesson right here. Brooklyn, 2010, July the 8th, the infamous night that LeBron James announces, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach to Miami. Because his buddies, Chris Bosh, signed with Miami, and Dwayne Wade re-signed with Miami. So what does LeBron do? He goes out to Miami the next night on July the 9th and says, the infamous, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, You cocky. You got cocky because you went with your buddies to Miami because you thought that having a superstar team is going to get the job done. And then, in your first season, I don't fucking know. It was a rocky start. You were 9-8, blowing games against the Utah Jazz, the Orlando Magic, and whoever the fuck it was either way. You finally built chemistry because, I don't know, you had the guys already at the start of the season. Fine, you built chemistry. And then you get to the finals. You choke against the Dallas Mavericks in that season, which was hilarious. And then the next 3 years, they went to NBA championships, winning 2 out of the next 3, which is fine. Okay, they got the job done. They built chemistry. 2015 season. The Golden State Warriors have one of the best basketball season in NBA history, going 73-9. They are rolling over teams. They get to the NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers once again, but this time there is a healthy Cleveland team because the previous year Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love went down with respective injuries, and Cleveland was basically depleted, which was understandable. Golden State, no surprise, won the series. 2016 NBA Finals comes. Cleveland, Golden State. Golden State has their foot on Cleveland's throat. 3-1. Cleveland says, screw this. We're not going to lie down just easily. We're going to come back. We're going to win. We're going to try to win. And if we do, great. We're going to make history. And they did. Golden State loses game 7, 93 to 89. After that 3-pointer by Kyrie Irving. LeBron hit that one free throw. It was over. And then in the off season, Kevin Durant. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference Finals, the Oklahoma City Thunder were a game away from the NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they blew the damn game because they were so nervous in that arena. I remember sitting there, listening, watching the fucking game, and Kevin Durant looked like a nervous wreck. He is missing shot after shot. Russell Westbrook doing the best thing that he knows how to do, giving games away. Klay Thompson hitting shot after shot. Stephen Curry hitting shot after shot. Dagger 3 after dagger 3. And then in the offseason, after Golden State loses to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals, Kevin Durant announces in July of 2016, I am going to the Golden State Warriors. That right there rubbed me the wrong way because you're taking the easy way out, Golden State, to sign a guy who doesn't need you. You went 73-9 for a reason. You signed a NBA MVP scoring superstar, phenom in Kevin Durant. They won the next 2 out of 3 NBA Finals with Kevin Durant. At that point, it wasn't even fun anymore watching basketball because Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors took the fun out of basketball because it was a super team. Then in 2018, 2019, they lose to Toronto in the NBA Finals in 6 games, obviously. So Durant goes to, like I said, to Brooklyn early on in this rant. Kyrie goes to Brooklyn. And then little crybaby James Harden goes to Brooklyn after finding his way out of Houston because he didn't want to be there because they weren't getting the job done. Guys, have you not thought about this? When shit doesn't go your way, you can't just say, oh, screw you guys, I'm out of here. No. Do you honestly fucking think that Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, the greatest basketball player in my opinion of all time, he won 6 NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls in the 90s? Did you honestly think that Sir Michael Jordan gave up on the Chicago Bulls in those first 7 fucking seasons when they were facing the Detroit Pistons? They were getting beat and beat and beat. And of course, they lost to the Celtics in 86 in that infamous playoff series when he scored 63. I digress. Magic Johnson did not give up on the Los Angeles Lakers. Hell, even Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant, did not give up on the Los Angeles Lakers when they had their ups with Shaquille O'Neal and the Los Angeles Lakers winning 3 championships from 99 to 2002. Even through the struggles, Kobe did not give up on his basketball team. Patrick Ewing did not give up on the New York Knickerbockers because they were struggling. Shit happens. Brooklyn, you signed these players because you think that you're going to win a championship. Well, I'm sorry. You might be 33-15 right now, but you better show me, Brooklyn, that you have the commitments, the balls. Unlike John, who has 1 ball, you better prove to me and to every sports fan around the fucking world that you can get the job done in such a short amount of time. You're 33-15. You're number 1 in the Eastern Conference right now. If you can somehow win the Eastern Conference Finals, whoop-de-doo. God bless you, whatever. But you have to get through the Western Conference, a conference that has proven time and time again it's one of the toughest conferences in basketball history in the last 20 years with the Spurs, with the Lakers, with the Warriors. Are you kidding me, Brooklyn? You are signing these players because you think you can get the job done. Well, you know what? On April the 1st, 2021, I am making the proposition, the statement.
Proclamation.
Thank you. I'm so amped up right now. The fact that Brooklyn is not going to win an NBA championship this year because they don't have the time, the chemistry to build something up. If they want to do something,
Well, apparently the Bulls.
Well, thank you.
Shut up. Let him finish.
The simple fact that Brooklyn is going to do this. If they lose to the to the Philadelphia 76ers, the Milwaukee Bucks, or even laughable, the New York Knicks, because the Knicks haven't done nothing in years. The last time the Knicks did something was 99 when they went to the finals as that 8 seed against the Spurs, and they lost. So, Brooklyn, you are not going to win a championship, and this is what I want to ask you guys. And I thought about this all day, just thinking about this. These super teams. Who do we put the blame on when it comes to starting these super teams? Because I keep going back and forth in my head. Kevin, you and me and Carl, we are Celtics fans. Do we partially put the blame on the Celtics for going after Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen in 2007 and building that team because they were hungry that year? No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No,
So this is
because
all-
you've had other super teams like that.
Okay. So basically, we're all going to put this on Miami when LeBron.
I don't.
No, I won't put it on Miami because as soon as I started saying, there have been other teams, the first one I could think of is, I believe, the 2004 Lakers, who
That
they
is
had
right. I forgot about that. Thank you, Kevin.
Karl Malone, John Stockton signed, and they lost to the Pistons.
No. Gary Payton. It was Gary Payton and Karl Malone joining Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant.
Oh, I thought Stockton joined too.
No.
Oh, okay. I might
Unfortunately,
have gotten it. Yeah.
You did.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gary
because of
Payton
Malone
and Stockton.
going. Yeah.
I put on another team, and I would
Who's
look
that?
at this from a basketball standpoint, because I look at a super team as that's your way of buying a championship. And who made that popular?
I
And
think
the
I know
New York Yankees.
Absolutely.
Look at all the years Steinbrenner owned that team. Go back to 2009. This is the best example I can give. When the Yankees had not done anything. for almost 2008. No, 01. When they lost to Arizona.
2001.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Correct.
And all of a sudden they went out and they got Mark Teixeira. They got AJ Burnett
CC Sabathia.
and CC Sabathia.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I think you started seeing this whole super team thing get started.
Yep.
But even that, though, go back to the years in the 70s with the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
When all of a sudden they weren't doing anything, and all of a sudden Steinbrenner owned the team, and it was basically, okay, we have anything, okay, well, let's go pay this guy $1 million. It was how fast can we throw the dollars out there? So I think if you blame this on anybody, I think it's the Yankees. I'll be the first one to say it.
Ezra, what about you?
Personally, I don't blame I don't really blame the teams for it, because if Boston was hungry, they wanted to build a team that was gonna get them what they wanted, and that was a championship. I can't blame them for going for Kevin Garnett. I can't. When you have a player as elite as Garnett was at the time, if I was any team in the NBA and I had a chance to get at a guy like Garnett, I would throw down as much money and as many picks as I can, because we know how good that guy was. And Boston made that effort, and look, it paid off. I mean, there are different scenarios where you could say, "Oh, they're buying a championship."
Right, because I'm not gonna count the Celtics because they were struggling. They went 24-58 in 2006.
To me, it was the right place right place at the right time, and it was the perfect moment for the Celtics to get a star that could help the other two, and that cohesion, along with the other members of the team, is what brought them to that championship. So there's a complete difference between needing a player to help you get to that next level, and then the difference with that against buying 5, 6, 7 major stars to try and build this big, giant, overgrown super team to win a championship. There's a difference.
I'm trying to think. Before I continue, Carl, what are your thoughts on this?
I blame the Yankees.
Agree. And also too, I'll partially blame the Lakers as well, in a way. But I was going to ask you guys this: can you guys think of a football team that had a similar situation like this, where they were getting talent at their talent, and it blew up in their face?
2011 Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to pull up that roster.
2004?
11.
11.
No, 2011.
11. Sorry. Yeah.
2004 was a good team. It's just unfortunate that, unfortunate if you're a Philadelphia fan. Not so unfortunate if you're a Patriots fan, but it's unfortunate that Donovan McNabb, in the spotlight in the biggest game of his career, basically puked on his shoes.
Yeah. And Terrell Owens coming back from his injury. But yeah, the 11 team, for sure.
Let's see. I am looking at the signings that they
had. Asamoah, right? Nandi?
Yep, they signed Nnamdi Asamoah, Isaiah Trufant, Philip Hunt, Donald Lee, Cullen Jenkins, Ryan Harris, Jason Babin, Vince Young, Jared Page. If I could go and actually see here we go, final roster. They had Michael Vick as their quarterback, Lonnie Brown and LaShawn McCoy, Jason Avant, Riley Cooper, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Macklin, Brent Selleck. Those were their offensive weapons. Defensive linemen: Jason Babin, Trent Cole, Brandon Graham, Philip Hunt, Colin Jenkins,
Samuel.
Let's see. Samuel. Where's Samuel? Asante Samuel, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, Nnamdi Asamoah, who we mentioned, Nate Allen. Linebackers, they had Casey Matthews, Greg Lloyd, Akeem Jordan, Keenan Clayton, Jamar Chaney.
Daybreak. Hawks are tied 2-2 against the Hurricanes. 13:59 left to go in the third period.
Nice.
One other thing, so you guys know, we're almost going on 3.5 hours.
Wonderful.
I am a public school employee. I don't have to work tomorrow, so we could go all night if we wanted.
I'm on vacation, so fuck every one of you. I could do this all night.
Let's go.
But the simple fact that with this rant about Brooklyn, This is ridiculous. Because I can't blame the Celtics in 2007 because they were in a desperate situation, and I don't blame them. If you're in a desperate situation, go for it. But when you are an established team, you can't do that. Like Golden State signing Durant 5 years ago. Brooklyn is a different. It's kind of a little interesting situation just because it's New York. You go to New York because it's the big spotlight. No. There is no way Brooklyn is winning a championship this year. No way.
No. But Steven, just to kind of add to it a little bit, I said to you when all this stuff started happening, I give them a 2-year window.
And I
They
said
have
it, and you said it, and I said it, and we've all said it. It is championship or bust for the Brooklyn Nets.
I just think my only problem with Brooklyn is you're getting all these guys. Congratulations. It means ownership has a lot of money.
Yep.
But to me, if you don't do anything in the next 2 years, is this going to go worse than when the Nets did? Because I remember go back a couple years ago. The Nets did have Kevin Durant, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I said that. Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry. And if you remember that one, they traded that's when Boston in the beginning, basically all of Brooklyn's picks for the next 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
I'll say this right now. I think this will go worse than that. Okay, what's up, Carl?
To add your frustration with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So it seems he's a dumbass from the word go. He got into a feud with actor and comedian Michael Rappaport.
D-list actor and comedian.
Huh?
D-list.
Okay, D-list. Anyway,
again, Kevin's in rare form, folks.
He used threatening language and anti-gay and whatever that is, slurs.
Misogynistic?
He made a lot of misogynistic and homophobic remarks. He's probably going to get suspended.
To Mr.
Wow,
Rappaport.
he is a dummy.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's also soft as baby shit. This is the guy that a few years ago we all found out that he had burner accounts, Oh, Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
Player. And then, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, he sucks as a player. And then the burner account. Well, actually, Kevin Durant is one of the best players of all time. Sign KD. Oh, oops. Shit. Fucking soft shit.
What an idiot. What are you going to try to do, Durant? Huh?
Wow, I'll tell you this right now. He does that, Kevin Durant. I think he will get suspended. He could be the reason why Brooklyn doesn't make a run.
He's already missed 21 games.
He's not going to be the reason why Brooklyn doesn't make a run.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now. And this is what you can call a hot take.
Okay.
I think Kevin Durant's very overrated.
Oh, big time.
Mm-hmm.
He is very overrated. To me,
yes.
He had the one good year in Golden State when they
Two
went
good years.
Okay, he had 2 good years.
Oh, by the way, hold on, John, just to counteract what you're saying, I remember people were saying that he was better than LeBron. I'm like, oh, dude, what? He's better than LeBron? LeBron can play better fucking defense than Kevin Durant can in this.
I'll tell you right now. I hate LeBron James with a passion after what he did to my Knicks. Before what he did to my Knicks many years ago. But give me LeBron James any day of the week.
LeBron, aka LaFlappe.
I'm going to give you a little stat on Kevin Durant.
Okay.
He's averaging 29 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game this season.
Oof. Yeah, like I said before, Durant is overrated.
You're an overpaid bunch of fucking baby.
You didn't get your way because Oklahoma City blew the series against Golden State. You go to Golden State to buy yourself a championship.
And the little bitch is out because of a pulled hamstring.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Tom Brady was the only one who likes to play balls. I didn't think it was Kevin Durant as well. On that note,
we are out of time.
What a show, guys.
Okay, so earlier I gave a lot of praise to John for the whole listening thing when it was my time to go and do the scores and all that.
Sorry again.
Johnny boy. So for somebody with only one nut, you were talking about deflated balls a lot. Almost like you deserve Cam Newton going to the motherfucking Giants. You dweeb ass dickwad. Jesus Christ, dude. Tom Brady likes deflated balls. How many more times are we going to go and hear that from a 7-year-old story? It was in
Hold on.
2014.
Oh boy.
A couple of weeks ago, jackass, you were the one who kept bitching it to me about Super Bowl 42. And like, give me a break. You talk about anybody who's a crybaby, it's you.
I don't know. I'm not the one who went and threw a bottle because the Mets weren't playing.
Let's see. A shoe, a pen, a bottle, 2 bottles.
Your sister's ass.
His glasses.
Maybe a ball.
Hey,
Maybe a ball.
At least the one thing I'm going to do, John, is take off my glasses because I can't see worth the fuck either way.
Yeah, that's
let's
pretty
go.
noticeable.
Let's go around the room. Final thoughts. We'll preview what we have coming up next week, and we'll call it. Yeah.
Final thoughts.
And because of what Kevin said, he's going less. So, Steven, floor's yours.
First of all, guys, all kidding aside, what a hell of a show! Like my goodness, we capped it off, but Hijacker Mike down there at the Coliseum, baby.
Hell yeah!
Opening day, 2021, April the 1st. Wow.
Yeah.
That is an awesome feeling to be out there in the crowd with your wife and your good friend, and the fireworks are going off in the Coliseum, man.
You mean Oakland found the kaboom?
Yeah, the earth-shattering kaboom.
Where's the kaboom? It was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Just an awesome night for Oakland fans to be out there in the Coliseum, man. And Kevin, no offense, but sorry about your Bruins, bro.
All right, Ezra, what about you? Final thoughts?
It's been a hell of a show, man. We got to a lot of great points. We were able to really, really dissect into opening day. Definitely, it's been a great day for sports fans, especially baseball fans. I'm glad to have baseball back tonight. Of course, shortly, my White Sox will be playing. Hopefully, good luck to them. Sorry about the Cubs, but overall, it's been a great show. I'm excited to see what's going to happen this baseball season. I'm excited to see what's going to happen overall in sports over the next week, man. It's going to be interesting to see what we have to discuss next week on our Nation Sports Show.
Yeah, because every time, especially it seems like the night after we go off the air, and even the next day, there is always that one breaking news story that has people going, "Oh, okay."
Absolutely.
Because what happens is people watch us, see when we go off, and then they're like, "Okay, let's break the news now."
Perfect. Let's go. You get it, like that. News. Perfect.
Carl, what about you? Final thoughts?
It's a great show. But as I said once before in the beginning of our show, that little montage I did about COVID, I'm very, very serious about this, folks. Get tested, get your shots, wear your mask. Most people don't realize this, except for John. I lost a cousin this past weekend due to this COVID virus. You think this virus is a joke? Fuck you. It's not. Get your shit straight. Get tested. Get vaccinated. Wear your masks.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Kevin, I don't want to be mean. Go ahead.
I've had all this time to construct a final thought, and the only thing I could think of is
Cam Newton to the
no. The only thing I could think of is an old George Carlin joke about fucking around with people as you get older. Walking into a room, And he goes and says, if you could go and mess with a lot of people just by saying, looking at your family members and going, who are you people and where is my horse? Well, I'm going to amend that. Fuck everybody who's going to go and come after me about the Bruins and the horse you rode in on, and fuck everybody who goes and thinks that I'm a crybaby, and fuck everybody who thinks
Kevin,
that I
I-
need
No,
to
that's
go
only
last.
Johnny boy.
Kevin,
Yeah.
I will back you and John on this one thing when it comes to being a sports fan. The passion is coming out of you. And that's the one thing about sports is that when you are behind a team, you can get very passionate about your team and how they're doing. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
if they're not doing good, you're gonna be boisterous, just like John is with his Giants, and just like you are with the Bruins and the Patriots and the Celtics. Ezra
And
with
the
his White
Sox.
Sox. Yep, and the
Dude,
Sox.
you forgot the Red Sox, man.
and the Red Sox. Sorry, I've been.
And you know what, Stephen? It also doesn't help that I am as stubborn an Irishman as they come, and I'm a hot-headed Italian.
Oh, Kev, I got you beat. I got you beat. I got you beat. Irish, Welsh, Scots, French, and German.
I am so sorry for the fact that you're Welsh. And for those who know, you're welcome.
Final
So
thoughts?
I guess in like final thoughts, because I just love the fact that I could interrupt John and he just shut up. This show has
That's a
basically been
bonus.
off the- yeah, it is. This show has been off the rails probably since Jump Street, and yeah,
It happens,
yeah, no,
especially.
I am not sorry. It's been a long week. It's been a rough couple of days for me, work wise. So that's probably why I'm a little boisterous.
And sorry, and again, sorry
little
for
aggravated.
and sorry for jumping on too quickly after that tweet because that really aggravated me. I totally had a brain fart. I was like, oh crap, I forgot I wasn't supposed to be back on. But sorry, but
No, hey, look, it's fine. It's okay. Next week will be better.
Yep.
If we are still going to do the score thing.
Yep.
If it happens again, I don't like with Carl and with Ezra, like, I don't know what to explain it. Just, try to go and do better. With Steven, they go and say when you lose one of your senses that the other ones are heightened. So, listen.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Kev, I say this lovingly, my brother.
All right, John, wrap it up for us, buddy.
All right. Final thoughts for me. Another great show tonight. Quick preview coming up for next week. We will have sort of a special show.
Yep.
Next week, because as you guys have seen for the last 2 months, you see all this memorabilia behind me, and I'm surrounded by it in this whole room. Well, fans of the Our Nation Sports Show, you'll get to meet the person who owns all of this. He just also happens to be my father. He will be our guest next week. So next week will be a little bit different of a show. We'll try to squeeze in some sports here and there, but it's all going to be memorabilia stuff in the show.
And John, also too, not only that, folks, it's not just sports. He's got history.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want him to show us is the newspapers from the morning and the evening of December 7th, 1941.
Well, he has the afternoon.
Pearl Harbor.
He doesn't have the morning. He has the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he has just the afternoon one. But one other thing I do want to mention, she's going to kill me for saying this on here, but it's the best way I can do this. Today is 3 months for me and my girlfriend. Carl, let me have this moment here. Babe, you are a great woman. You are a saint. You put up with a lot of crap from me. But I will forever love you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. Carl, let me have this moment. But overall, though, just know that I'll always love you, and just know you always have, a biggest fan in me.
Once again, once again, man, this was one of the most insane shows I think we've done so far. Like
We've
the
had
moment,
rants
the
from
moment,
everybody.
the
I swear,
moment.
the main reason why is because your damn rant went so long. I thought you were going to turn into Hillbilly Jim at the WWE Hall of Fame.
No, he's turning into John from South Jersey.
Oh shit! Hey,
Ooh,
the
he
show
ain't
was good
talking
though.
about his mama.
The show was good though for one reason. I didn't rip my shirt.
Well, good, but I knew it was going to be a good show when Kevin is going off the freaking rails about
and just seems to be going off the rails like every 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes, I'm like, yeah, we're good.
I was
But
just
hey,
one thing.
you know what? We're going to end the show on a very positive note because love is in the air. It's just so beautiful. Almost as beautiful as Cam Newton going to the New York Football Giants.
Screw you, Kevin. But guys, this has been another great show. Again, tune in next week for Our Nation Sports Show presents a tour through history. Actually, that's actually be the title for next week.
Mm-hmm.
The title, but yeah. For Stevie Wonder, for Ezra, for Carl, and for the pain in the ass called Statman, I'm John. Hold on, let me get everything set up first.
Damn it, God!
You had one job.
Screw you. Hold on, come
Hear
on.
me, Brian.
Oh, hey, look, I'm the pain in the ass, apparently. I don't know. You being the lead host, maybe you go and have this stuff put up.
You know what you
already.
are? You're a pain in your sister's ass.
Hold on. There you go. Okay. All right.
Have a great night, guys.
Have a great night.
Stay hot, you dumbass mutts.
Go Hawks.